Hey!
Oh, you beat me this week, definitely. You beat me last week too. Fuck you.
That was getting closer though. I like that the intensity's back.
Was who got it? Who got it?
You got it. You got it.
It looked like
Double winner.
Double winner.
Brad's the last.
Brad was presenting himself as nothing.
In the dock? Why are you in the dock, Brad?
Presses the wrong buttons, that Brad, doesn't he? He's drunk.
I'll show him in broadcast now. All he's got to do is turn on his mic.
Got your mic on now.
Okay, I'm here.
Good damn technology.
It's been a long day, and Control D was too hard for my brain to comprehend.
It's Control D.
Oh, I've never used those hotkeys. They're only going to land you in hot water.
Got it in
I found those buttons and I did them wrong. That's all I know.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the RDLM Show, episode 133. Or is it? Who knows? We'll never know for sure.
It is.
It's somewhere between 100 and 200.
Yeah, but has anyone actually done a recount recently?
Nah.
So, welcome to the show. It's going to be a blinder by all accounts, looking at the notes. We're going to be talking quite a lot about squonking. We've got some brand new product news, some exclusive product news. Not exclusive, but it's hot off the press. We will be also doing a mod showcase. One of the mods is out of this world in the mod showcase. That's exciting. We're doing a little competition to win a save at RTA. And
you're going to explain the chicken dipper title, right?
Yeah, I'm going to explain the chicken dipper title at around 3 minutes to 10. And lots of other stuff as well. Don't forget, never forget, if James is here, we're doing Travava.
Travava, see, that's right.
Is it top of the Travava or
top of the? It's all top of the Travava now. We've got the wheat from the chaff or something like that, and it's just the creme de la creme of the Travava.
The best Travavas.
I think you shake the wheat from the chaff, don't you? Shake it.
Separate.
Yeah, you separate the
I'm
wheat
just talking.
from the chaff.
I'm just talking like literally shake it.
That's got to be some sort of new record. 2 minutes before we've
got
a saying wrong and start talking about
wheat.
Agricultural. Okay, let's get into it. I think we start with Brad since he's so on the ball this evening.
Before he falls asleep.
Yeah, that was
right. Brad, what do you have for lunch? What are you drinking? What are you vaping? What you been drinking? I think that's what everyone wants to know. What's your favourite flavour of ice cream?
What's it like? What was it like working with Michael J. Fox and the diner scene in Back to the Future 2?
What have you done with your white glove? And what have I done? Everything. Lunch, vaping, drinking.
Lunch, vaping, drinking, and
favourite ice cream. Yeah.
Well, lunch. I haven't eaten lunch, which is why the alcohol has gone to my head. So I'm currently eating a bowl of crisps.
They aren't actually crisps by the looks of those. They look like tortilla chips.
Yeah, okay. If you want to get technical, that is a tortilla chip.
Always technical. Just separating the wheat from the chaff.
But I've got to say,
nice and crunchy.
It was well spotted though, Rick. Round tortilla chips. They haven't come up.
Messing up we know what trouble comes along if you mess up food terminology.
Yeah, this is true. I have started enough riots in my short tenure here. And I'm drinking.
You've not been here 10 years.
10 years.
Sorry,
terminology for my time here.
Sorry.
I'm drinking Beavertown neck oil, which I have been drinking.
I like that.
Pints.
That's actually, I'm drinking some Beavertown as well, but I've got the man's can, the Gamma Ray. It's a little bit stronger.
Yeah, it's wonderful stuff.
It's good, Beavertown. I like it.
I went and met a group of other fathers from the NCT course myself and my wife went on before we had our baby. And we basically drowned our sorrows and our lack of sleep in beer, which was quite enjoyable.
We could do another live stream vaping show first here. We could start talking about NCT. James, did you partake in the NCT?
I had a little tiny bit to do with it. I like to be involved. I was involved from start to finish. I'm still involved. I'm mostly involved. I mean, yeah, it's good. It was all right, wasn't it?
That's good. It's
I love that
It's not controversial.
I'm a modern man. I'm a modern man. I can be.
We parked at one once. NCT. It's right near the cinema in Ipswich.
Was it a thing when you were breeding, Rick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It wasn't that long ago.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how long it's been a phenomenon.
Ronnie's only 9.
Yeah.
Yes, I went to one NCT meeting.
Yeah.
Where they tell you all the old shit that you already know anyway.
Yeah, one too many.
Oh, hold their hands, do this, tell them to breathe, all that. So, yeah, all right.
Carry on, Brad. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Food, beer, NCT. What was the next question?
Favorite flavor of ice cream?
Favorite flavor of ice cream would have to. I'm going to break the norm here because I don't like ice cream.
Oh, because it's a milky thing.
Yeah.
Oh, sugar. Yeah.
What about sorbet then? Well, you must like a sorbet then.
I love sorbet. So a mixture of strawberry and lemon sorbet, and I am in heaven.
Mango's where it's at, mate. Mango.
Oh, yeah, but you get it so rarely that I don't.
I'll
You're
tell
in
you
London.
what,
You
I
get
know
mango
the best
sorbet.
sorbet. I know the best sorbet. When we go to Cornwall, they've got chocolate sorbet, and you wouldn't even know it wasn't ice cream. It is like ice cream. I don't know how they do it. It's creamy and it's sorbet.
Oh, yeah. Well, then you and I are going to Cornwall.
Rick's already going, so you're
definitely
just meeting him there.
And just because this is a vaping show, I will admit that I am vaping on an SVA Pinto Zero with the Solo. And in here I have got Cactus. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, I'm really disappointed there wasn't an O juice in there because it was Punto Zero, Solo, Cactuso.
You could have got mango.
Yeah, that's what we needed.
It's
That's what we
Cactus.
needed.
And I'm also vaping on my new RDA, the Fluid.
Fuck me.
The
That's a
glory
big hole.
hole. The glory hole RDA.
It's got a serious hole in the side, isn't it? I mean,
It's not. It's got a lot of little holes. It's got a lot
yeah,
of
why has it got a big hole in the side then? What? I know it's got little holes on the inner sleeve, but
Yeah.
why such a massive hole on the outside? It looks like it's had a bullet shot through it or something.
The purpose behind that was to allow you to turn it,
Goes off.
close it off. So there's, what's that, 8 tiny holes within the larger big one, and I can turn this down so that only 2 are showing.
Looks
All
like
right.
a Doctor Who character.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
good to see something different. And it is a big hole there, isn't it?
I've been vaping on this now since the weekend, and as a result of this RDA coming in, I've sold my Haku, I've sold my, what's it called? I've sold 3 of my other RDAs, which I always use, because this is the only RDA I've used all week.
Mm.
That's nice and quiet as well. Fucking
Everyone
hell.
pays attention, yeah. Listen to how quiet this is. I can't make this fucking thing
I
whistle.
thought you'd given up vaping.
That is good.
Yep, that does sound good.
Yeah, we're happy with that, Brad. Brad, you are the king of forgetting to turn off your mic, aren't you?
Yes, I certainly am. I have been made fun of enough that I am aware of this.
Problem solved.
Problems-
So, mate, off away.
Right, 2 more.
I no longer have to hit Control D.
Oh, that gets rid of the internet. Don't do that.
That deletes the channel if you do that, Brad.
What?
Deletes the channel if you do that.
All right, I will avoid delete and just go D then. And to get the spotlight off of me, I'm going to throw this back at John, because I don't have asked Jonathan a question in a long time.
Is your name Jonathan? No, it's not.
Well, there's my question, fact. What did you have for breakfast, gentlemen? What are you vaping on, drinking on? How has your week been? And if you could choose the slogan, saying / words on your tombstone, what would they be?
That's good. I like that. That is really good. Oh, you fucker. I'll run the usual order because my brain works that way. It's been a good week. A good week. Yeah, it's been good. I can't really think of anything. No, it's been good. It's been short, which has been lovely. Obviously, it was a bank holiday, and it was steaming hot here. I don't know about everybody else, but we had the weather with us.
Warmed up a bit, yeah.
For breakfast, I had overnight oats with raspberries and a touch of maple syrup.
Did you make them the night before?
Yeah.
Okay, then fair enough. They're overnight oats.
They're overnight oats, yeah. What am I vaping on? I've only got 2 setups actually. I have got the Switch Fet by Abstract Mods. On top of that is the Dead Rabbit. And inside of that, I have got Black Box Onyx. I keep vaping it. It's really nice in the mornings. You just pick it up and go for it.
That RDA sounds like a Gatling gun.
It does. It's because I left it sitting. I know that's what it is. It always does a bit of a spit.
Mm.
It is loud. There's that.
That's the coil, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the coil. But have you not noticed, if you leave an RDA sat down for a while?
Yeah.
If you leave it sat down wet.
Yeah, I did leave it sat down wet.
I'm sure that's just space in between the cotton and the coil where the juice gets a chance to crackle. That's why you get it with Clapton coils and stuff a fair bit.
It is a Clapton in there. Anyway, that is the popping and fizzing away. And I nearly smashed an RTA and mod into the screen. Next up is
Asta.
It's not. Oh yeah. But Cactus Punch, 45 milligram on top of the. No, it's not Hasta. Oh, it's the Rulo RX75 with a lovely little saver on top.
That's not a nano.
It's all right, that saver.
That's not, yeah, it's good. And in that is obviously 45 milligram Nick Salt Cactus Punch. That is such a good question. Gravestone. It'd be somewhere between. I don't know. I won't nick it. Spike Milligan's was I told you I was ill. That's funny. I like I told you I was ill.
Would you have one though? Would you have a tombstone?
Sounds really stupid, but in my family, nobody gets that. You don't. There's no. I don't know anyone I'm related to who's been interned. Everybody's cremated, but I'd probably have a plaque.
Where?
I put. It'd be a plaque. Huh?
Where would your plaque be?
Oh,
Where
they have
would your
like,
plaque be?
Yeah, the crematorium.
like at the crematorium.
Oh, you don't fancy? I quite fancy a bench. You don't fancy a bench?
Yeah, I fancy a bench.
Oh, I
Cool.
don't mind a bench, but I know what happens. They don't last. They get rid of them.
And then people get drunk and knob on your bench.
I don't mind if they knob on
that's
it, but they only last about 5 years and they get rid of them.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I'd be a plaque on the wall. They have like a wall of plaques. I would put, I think John Martin, and then an arrow just says read above. That'd be all right. I could cope with that. I think. Do you ever talk about Do you ever talk about the song? Me and my wife have spoken about what music. I'd like to be. I'd like it to be really something really disturbing because I don't care. It's just funny. Something like slap my bitch up.
Yeah.
That Star Wars song they always play when Vader comes on.
What?
The Imperial March.
It's written into my will which song will play at my funeral.
Oh, wouldn't it be good if you just got them to play the track from the Derek and Clive album with like, no, and then he called me a cunt. And I said, you know what? Don't call me a cunt, you cunt. You fucking... I said to him, just as they go. Yeah, no, so I'd have a plaque saying, read above. I think... Yeah, we don't have interments in my family. No, I don't know anyone who's been interned. I do, like friends and stuff, but not in my family. We have a North London thing in the Martin family, which is you say all nice things before you go in, and then outside everyone's just smoking fags with like slacked back hair. Go, I fucking told her stop smoking, it'll fucking kill you. Look what happened, silly bitch. That is a North London funeral. James.
Good evening.
Evening. How's your week been? What are you vaping on? No. How's your week been? What did you have for lunch? What are you vaping on? Oh, what are you drinking on? I'm drinking Adnams now. I just finished a St Austell proper job, but I'm on go shit. What are you vaping on? What are you drinking on? If you could go backstage, you can have a backstage pass. I'm not going to say you can go to the event. You can have a backstage pass. You can have a backstage pass to any live event in the UK. What backstage pass do you want?
Is it past or present or just coming up?
No, it's got to be an act. It doesn't matter what act it is. It doesn't have to be musical, but an act.
Okay. Thanks very much. Good question. Good question. Thanks very much. Week's been good. Week's been good. The kids off. It's been quite busy. Been entertaining my little boy. What we've done? We went. We've done a few museums. Well, not really museums. Went to the Centre for Life. I have been to some museums. I went to the Centre for Life.
I had about 40 northern jokes just pop into my head when you went, well, not a museum. I was like, bus stop?
No, not a bus stop. No. You can't entertain a child at a bus stop. Not for more than 15 to 20 minutes anyway. Bus stop to bus stop. No, so we went to the Centre for Life to see the robots. At the start of the week, that was pretty good. 5 guys, Centre for Life. Some cool robots in the Centre for Life.
That's quite ironic, isn't it?
Pardon?
Unless the robots were alive, that's quite ironic, isn't it?
The robots, they're not alive, but you mean lots of them were interactive, if that's what you mean. They had robots from all around the world. They had the Hitachi one. They had absolutely loads of them to interact with.
Was there a white Jewish man who'd been painted brown doing a comical Indian accent shouting that they were alive?
There was not.
Just checking.
And I'm pleased. I'm pleased it wasn't that, because that would not be appropriate for a 4-year-old. I brought me my planetarium duck. I'd been to a planetarium before, and it was good. I enjoyed it a lot. It was kind of, I wish I'd done it 20 years ago when things were a little different in my life. But it was good. So I did that, and what did I do today? I took but the Sunderland Museum. The Sunderland Museum is a different kettle of fish altogether from the Life Centre. It's it's free. Don't get us wrong, it's free. It's all right. There's lots of exhibits. It's like shipbuilding exhibits and that sort of thing. But there is, and there's like stuffed animals. I think there's quite a famous stuffed lion in there, but it doesn't really look much like a lion at all. But I messaged the group earlier on where we're in this kind of undersea bit, and there was the whale song was going on, playing over the speakers, and I was like, "Oh, James, what's that?" And he went, "Oh, that's Jabba the Hutt," which that was good. I enjoyed that. That was good. It wasn't Jabba the Hutt. It was whale song. So it's been my week. I haven't much to tell you. No, I haven't much to tell you this week. Just been entertaining the little fella. What am I drinking? I am drinking on a Rick and Morty backer, and it's tasty. What am I vaping on? I am vaping on, same as last week. I had this out last week as well. This is the IM 356 with a Hellfire Viper V2 on the top. I nearly lost it there. And in there is Tobacco Crunch. I am also vaping on the Keo by Chris Scott McKenzie. And on the top of that is something a little bit different. I've been testing this for the last couple of weeks. This is the Maelstrom. And this is going to be by Lost Vape. I got this from Rob at Steam Island, and I've been testing that for the last couple of weeks, and it is good. It's really good. It's I want to talk about it a little bit later, I think, in my news, because it's going to be released soon. It's a good little mouth to lung kind of job. It's 22 milli. It's dual airflow, single coil. Get a few little bits for it. It's going to be about 30 quid, and I have got Obi-Wan Kenobi in there. I've got the strawberry one. Kenobi with mine. And it's really, really tasty in there. And that's, like I say, it's on the Keo from Chris Scott McKenzie. And same as last week for the E7 Classic. And in there again, I've got a Viper on top. I'm all about the Vipers lately. And in there lately, like that's a new thing.
Always been about the Vipers.
I love a 14 milli Addy. I do. I love a 14 millimeter Addy.
Oh, you said millimeter. Don't say millimeter.
I know, because you know what? Because it's come to my attention this last week that that 22 milli is a thing, and I didn't even realize that I said 22 milli all the time, and apparently I do. And I was like, oh yeah. When I think about that,
really funny when you in a private chat, James said, "What's a 22 milli?" You say it 10 times a week every week.
I didn't even realize that was a thing. Viper V2 and 22 milli. So that's what I'm vaping. Oh, and in there is a raspberry and lime twist from the ice cream man.
Very nice.
It is nice. It is nice. I've got some new juices to try, but I'm kind of I'm letting them stew a little while. I'm letting them stew, and I'll probably vape them next week. I'll probably have 3 new juices to vape next week.
Ooh.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice. Some are from you, some are from me. Good. Okay. What was you kind of broke up when you said what was the meal based question?
Oh, what did you have for lunch?
Lunch. I was out for lunch, and I had I went to this like old person's cafeteria sort of thing.
Do you know her? Or was it just
yeah. No, I'd never. It's been in Sunderland for absolutely years and years and years. And
cup of tea, 20p, slice of toast, 5p.
No, not a cup of tea, pot of tea, like a nice little pot of tea. And I got a roast beef dinner. She went, oh, we've got.
They're great, those cafes that the old girls go to, and I like them.
I was by far the youngest person. I mean, obviously I had the boy with us, so I wasn't by far the youngest person in there. Me and the boy. Younger. Yeah, considerably.
How much are we talking for a roast beef dinner?
I think it was a weird price. I think it was like $6.75 or something like that. And that was for roast. And what came out was roast beef in a Yorkshire. Yeah, and then two little trivety things with veggies on, with mashed potato, roast potatoes, and carrots, and a little tiny wee serving bowl of gravy. It was mint. It was absolutely mint, and it was like it was £11 in coppers for me and the little fella, including a pot of tea, a drink.
Oh, okay, that's not too tight. That's all right. That's not too
job
tight.
done. Yeah,
it was champion. It was absolutely champion. That was in and it's called Havishams, which sounds posh for Sunderland. And it was all right. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was good. Like I say, it was all folks.
I think the words "it's got a roof" sounds posh in Sunderland.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. We have got some. So Michelin's, we haven't got Michelin starred restaurant. We've got Michelin tire restaurant. No, we've got some all right restaurants in Sunderland. Unfortunately, they're open. You got to go immediately because within 6 months they're completely closed.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's the same here. Same here.
Yeah.
Good food. No, you've got to serve it in a bucket, and it's £1, and you get a free beer with it, or you will not. It will not be.
That's a shame. We went to a few places. The Babs, James wanted sausage and mash. He was quite adamant he wanted sausage and mash. So I went to a few places looking at the menus for the kids' menu for sausage and mash. And the cheap places that I thought you might get it, they're kind of like the Witherspoonsy type places were absolutely stored off because people will pay £6 for a burger and chips and a beer. The nicer places, empty, absolutely empty. It was a shame. Anyway, so that's what I had for my lunch. I had a roasty dinner. What was the question? So behind the stage, Pearl Jam.
Pearl one, like if they did a tour, are they together? Does it count? No, you can't have an if. It's got to be. I said somebody performing.
Somebody who's performing now.
Yeah, Pearl Jam. Are they back together?
Did they ever break up?
Yeah.
No way.
They did. He went solo, didn't he?
And you're telling me this just live?
I'm gonna. You might count. You might count. Keep them busy. Keep them busy. You might be able to get Pearl Jam if they're still.
I can't believe that's the rules anyway. You should just be backstage anywhere, anytime.
Tough. My question.
I will say this. There is. I haven't been to a gig for probably a couple of years. However,
I'm totally wrong. Pearl Jam's still together. Go backstage.
Awesome.
I thought Eddie Vedder went solo because he did that fucking awful album with the ukulele, and I thought, well, they must have kicked him out just for that.
And surely not. He can hardly put a foot wrong.
The chat's gone mental. People are like, they're not going to split up. All right.
So I'll probably pick Pearl Jam. However, as a backup, and I'll finish what I was going to say. There was Gomez are touring at the moment, and they are touring the 20-year anniversary of their finest hour. So if push comes to shove, then I'll pick them as a backup.
Who was the backup? Sorry, missed it.
Gomez. You're a Gomez fan?
No, don't even know what they are.
They're all right. They're good. They're good enough.
Yeah.
Yes. Robbo in chat says, "Go, man, Gomez." Yes.
So you see, somebody agrees. So that's me. That's me backup. That's me week. That's me stuff. That's what I'm vaping. That's what I'm drinking. That's what I had for me lunch. That's me done. Okay, over to Vic. I normally go to Rick, but I've decided to go for Vic. How's your week been? What are you drinking? What did you have for your dinner, your lunch? What are you vaping? What are you drinking? What did you have for your lunch? How's your week been? And if, I shouldn't have asked you because I know what the answer is. If you had to work in a shop, like Brad does now, he works in a shop.
Soda street.
Had to work in the shop.
Working at the soda fountain.
What would be like the best possible outcome to that situation? What kind of shop would you like to work in the retail? Not vape.
Okay. What a lovely week. I've had a lovely week. It's been lovely. I would like to work in, I don't know, what did you think I was going to say? Because you said that you knew what I would say.
Well, because we were discussing earlier what you'd previously worked in, and I thought, maybe that would be his.
I'm not hankering to go back to the Chinese restaurant.
Perhaps the Chinese restaurant, that wasn't like just to see him through while he was doing his college thing or whatever. Perhaps he really loved working at the Chinese restaurant. And maybe you just really like Chinese food. I know you're a fan of rice. Maybe fried rice is your favorite thing. Got paid in fried rice. I don't know.
Yeah. I would like to work in a lingerie shop.
You pervert.
That is a little creepy.
And I tell you what, I would be really good there.
What,
Because I can see an ill-fitting bra from quarter of a mile away.
But what are we talking? Are we talking
Hands-on. I'd be very hands-on.
are we talking knickerbox? Are we talking like agent provocateur?
All of it.
We're talking about leads here. So it's not even knickerbox. It's just a Hessian factory.
Just me in a room with loads of bras and women coming in.
Oh, you just reminded me of a really good tip. If you ever get stuck waiting for your other half, I don't know if anyone's ever noticed, but
Go and look at bras.
But if they ever they always put the changing room next to the bras and pants.
Yeah.
And quite often I've been staring into space, and if you're on your own and it's not very busy, sales assistants they don't really know what to do, so they want to talk to you. So they'll say, "Are you waiting for someone?" Just look them straight in the face and go, "No," and then keep staring at the bras and pants. And it's so funny. I've done it about 4 times. It's brilliant.
Yeah, no, I'd be good. I'd be really good there. But over 50% of women are wearing ill-fitting bras.
It's true.
It's an actual fact. If a couple of years there, I'd get that number down to 49%. No, because there's a lot of people in the world.
In a 70s suit, in a... What is it, Mr. Grayson? Is it Mr. Grayson?
I think I'd get away with it because I'm so camp.
I think you would. I think you would. If you had a suit on and you were a bit camp, you can get away with the bras. I think.
I could see you in the lingerie section wearing your suit with shoulder pads.
Yes.
And it would be a brightly coloured camp suit too, and arms going.
I'd ham it up if it got me more access.
But are you being served? I can picture you and are you being served? That's what I think.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was. I mean, that was the height of masculinity in the 50s, wasn't it? But yeah, it'd be
Mr. Humphreys is what someone is quite right.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Is he in chat?
Yeah. I'm free.
They didn't get a lot of custom. They were all free. If anyone's watched that show, it was like one customer per half an hour.
Yes.
I mean, if we're being real, they should have had a round of redundancies in that store because there was like 7 members of staff and 1 customer every week.
Yeah.
But that's nitpicking. For lunch, I had Mexican Uncle Ben's rice. Really did. I put loads of soy sauce on it.
Uncle Ben's Mexican.
Soy sauce on Uncle Ben's Mexican.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make fusion lunch.
It is fusion food. Huh?
It is fusion, and I had Thai chili Walker's crisps.
Yeah, Thai, Mexican, and Chinese.
Have you thought about opening a restaurant in Sunderland?
It wouldn't work in Sunderland, but it'd work in Soho.
It would, wouldn't it? You could charge a premium for that.
Rice and chips, rice and crisps.
Yeah.
That we could just call it that. To be honest, rice and crisps.
Rice, crisps, and soy.
They'd all come in with their glasses with no prescription.
And I would tell each one whether they were wearing an ill-fitting bra.
A rice and bra shop.
Oh my god!
Rice crisps and bra. Call it. I don't know. Yeah, crispy.
You could have your lunch whilst having a bra fitting at the same time.
You think you get bored of boobs? You know, like if you work in a chip shop, you start.
I'm definitely not getting involved in this.
I'm 33 and I'm still not getting boobs. So.
Yeah, but you don't work in a boob shop.
Well, the amount of boobs I've seen.
It depends on the boobs that come in, isn't it? I suppose.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's a thought.
Yeah,
No job in the world is as glamorous as it seems. That's an actual thing. That's an actual thing. Even like a professional footballer, it looks amazing, but you still got to, get up every morning and go running and all that. And
I can ruin your fantasy in one sentence. Imagine the biggest girl coming in to look for a nice big push-up bra.
Yeah, I just say it looks fine. They look like they fit fine.
Do you know what those remind me of?
Don't. Why are you getting in trouble? This is so
They look
stupid. I
like,
gave you an out earlier. Right?
they look like two pigs wrestling under a blanket.
Jesus Christ. I gave you an out. I
Fucking-
had. If you'd
Okay.
have gone with the brand I said earlier, there was a reason for that brand. They don't do something very specific. That's why I fucking said it.
I'd be a bit tempted. Just to, come on.
Fucking do what you want. Delete me tomorrow.
Anyway, drinking bud and vaping on. Custom mods, the tiny little custom mods, Squanker. I've got this. Might talk about this a bit later. This is the E-Leaf Pico Squeeze 2, and I have my Bonner with the glorious goose juice inside.
Very nice.
So good.
I need to remind me. I need to talk to you about this, Rick. I don't know how. I genuinely don't know how to maintain it.
Okay, I'll talk you through it.
Cool.
Well, that's a switch bit, isn't it? Or is it?
Yeah,
mechanical?
I know. I mean the actual wood bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, easy.
Cool. And then I have my Ideal Home Show.
Oh,
Show.
that's good.
My saver on top. And I have inside. This is a very Ideal Home Show setup because I have Frankie inside here.
Oh.
Glorious Frankie. And yeah, this is with the DTL post and what a lovely vape. And it's shiny on shiny as well. There's not a lot of shiny things these days.
I like the shininess.
It's a bit of a desk mod, but very, very, very nice when you're working away on the computer. Rick, how has your week been? What do you have for lunch? What are you drinking? What are you vaping? And what shop would you like to work in? That's not a lingerie shop or a vape shop.
Oh, that's okay. My week's been good. Mainly good because it's been short.
That's good, isn't it?
Bank holiday Monday. It's been half term, so the kids are off. That's been good. I didn't go in until this afternoon today because I was running the kids around, and it's quite nice to. I was doing my work here, doing my invoicing here, and Annie went in and did the packing. So yeah, week's been good. A few new bits have come in. I'm just going to flash this. I'm going to flash it. Ooh, that's it. That's all you get.
Very
John
nice.
knows. Yeah, I flashed something
Did
there.
you not see it go past earlier?
Mm.
That's what I did earlier too.
Yeah, so yeah, it's got some exciting new things coming along. Lots of little things are trickling in now into Mod Maker. It's nice. It's nice. Yeah, works good. Works all going well. What did I have for lunch today? Well, I had lunch at home. What did I have? You know what? We had some stuff left over from barbecue.
Oh, I
I
like
had-
cold barbecue foods. Fuck, it's awesome.
Can't beat it. I always cook as much as I've got in the fridge, and it's just
Love
left
it,
there
love
for a
it.
few days. And so yeah, I had some leftover barbecue for lunch today. What am I vaping on? Right, I've got a couple of things. I'll run through them quickly. That usual. That
Lovely.
Fire Fury on there.
Are you stuck with a few?
This one here. That's that Saver thing.
It's beautiful, that mod.
Yeah, it's not bad. That no, the Attie's all right as well. Yeah, Saver on the DG, 20 watts with Peak from Prohibition Vapes. I've got two new mods that I've made. And I'm using.
I really hope one of them is what I think it is.
Well, that one.
Oh no, I thought it was. Yeah, that's one, but no, it's the other one. That one's just awesome.
That's
Yeah,
great.
made on this one. It's
Does
a nice
that stand up?
just with a battery in it. It does. Yeah,
Cool.
just about. But no, you
I
know, I
like
was
that.
going to put a foot on it, but I haven't. I basically made it because I got those 30T Samsung. No, Samsung or Sanya? Samsung 30T batteries, the 21700s. And I didn't have a mod that they'd fit in. I can't believe all these 2700 mods that are out there. They haven't just milled out an extra millimeter so you can take those as well.
Yeah.
But none of them have. It's crazy. So yeah, I built this little switch fet mod in a bit of Chris Scott's stab wood with a goon on top, battery tube, switch fet inside, and
If you did make a foot though, how would you get the battery out?
I'll just just drill a hole in a lump of wood, shape it,
Right.
and epoxy it onto the tube. But no, that's great. I'm vaping Bryn's Pine Fapple on that.
Oh, very nice.
I love that.
Bryn had a review this week, didn't he?
Yeah, he's made some nice juice. That's a nice, easy vape. That I like it.
It is, yeah, very.
And lastly, I've been going smaller with things like this. Look, James, how big's that?
18
milli. 18 milli, isn't it?
Yeah, 18 milli.
18 milli one there, and I like it. It's nice. But you know what? Sometimes you fancy having a cloudy proper vape, you know? So I made this.
Oh, I really hoped it was the one held together with sellotape.
Well, it was. It was. But look, I printed these doors this afternoon.
Oh, very nice.
To fit on it. So it's now a finished mod. But that's a PWM. I've got it on about 15. I've got it low. I've got it low because it's just cloudy. It's got a 4S battery in it, so it's like 16 volts.
Wow.
I mean, look, I'll show you. Look, I'm going to turn it up full whack.
Set fire to it.
I'll just give it a quick fire. Look, can you hear that?
Yes.
The fan's on, so you see how cloudy. It's unusable.
It's instant, isn't it?
And that's not a low build either. That's 0.5 build. But no, I just, I've fallen out of love with the big cloudy vapes. But you know what? You do hit different flavour notes when you go for it with some of these juices, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying. I'm vaping my Voodoo Brew in it because it's manageable. And I'm picking up dessert tones in it when there aren't any.
I really do. You know what? It suits you. When you had it in your hand there, I thought, it suits Rick.
What a big one.
Big mods, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Tell you a good one for that. Nata.
Yeah.
Nata is a completely different juice at high wattage to low wattage.
But no, that's nice and cloudy, and I'm enjoying that. It's an old PWM board, a normal one, but it buzzes. I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Yes.
It buzzes when you press it, depending on your build and your settings and stuff.
That's a new one in Wismex, but
What, buzzing? They got rid of the buzz, have they?
No, they haven't. They love it. They love the buzz.
I like the buzz. I've always liked the buzz on PWMs. It's all right. It can
I
scare a few people who don't know what it is. But
like this one's silent.
it is. That switches at a higher frequency, that one. But this is an old school 555 timer PWM board from Herbie, from Infineon. It's the Dumb and Dirty PWM board. I found one. I had a bit of a clear up and I found some boards and I thought, I'm going to make a PWM mod. And I like it. Really like it. It's got a good battery life as well. I mean, there's a big battery in there.
It's lovely.
Big 1400 mAh 4S battery in there. So got a full day out of that, I reckon. And that's what I'm vaping on. A question shop. What shop would I work in? Do you know what? I couldn't work in any shop. I'm unemployable. No, I seriously, 20 years of being self-employed, I think I am unemployable because the very thought of having to work for somebody and be on a timetable puts the fear in me. Okay, after 20 years of being, I work more hours than somebody employed, but they can be a few here, a few there, and what have you. But I don't think I could go to work for somebody now. I think I'm unemployable. So I wouldn't work in any shop.
Good.
Unless it was a mod selling shop, mod part selling shop.
Living the dream.
Yeah. That's me.
Right. Are we on to the news?
Yes.
Right.
Should we just say hi to everyone in chat? Riyad's in, Bob's in, Pono, Andy, Trev, Schwartzy, Louis in, Matt's in, Craig's in, Simon's in, Wes is in. Hello to everyone watching. John, are you first with the news?
I'm going to go first with the news. I'm going to just I'm just going with this. This is something that I saw posted this week by Toby. If I'm not wrong, Toby, Canadian Toby. I'm not sure. Which is the Government of Canada webpage, www.canada.ca. Vaping, the Tobacco and Vaping Products Act, open brackets, the TVPA, close brackets, became law on May the 23rd. And I kind of ran through some of the things last week. But there's a really important point in their act. I'm going to highlight it now. The point is they acknowledge that vaping stops you smoking and is an aid to quitting smoking within the act, which is quite, I mean, that's quite something. The opening paragraphs, first 3 paragraphs are, if you are a smoker, quitting smoking is the best thing you can do to improve your health. Completely replacing cigarette smoking with vaping will reduce your exposure to harmful chemicals. If you are a smoker, vaping can increase. If you are not a smoker, vaping can increase your exposure to some harmful substances that could negatively affect your health. But I don't know how the rest of you feel, but I think that is quite something to get that into the act. We don't have that at all.
Well, we have things like cancer research.
We definitely do, but it's not in the Government Act.
No.
They a little bit later on. It says here, if you are a smoker, vaping versus smoking. Vaping is less harmful than smoking. Many of the toxic cancer-causing chemicals in tobacco and tobacco smoke form when the tobacco is burned. Vaping products do not contain tobacco and do not involve burning or produce smoke. There are 2 other very important points, because that's an issue for heat not burn. They don't contain tobacco, therefore it's not vaping. Except for nicotine, vaping products typically only contain a fraction of the 7,000 chemicals found in tobacco or tobacco smoke.
That's going up every blooming week, that amount, isn't it?
Not having their own tobacco.
It used to only be 1,000 chemicals. It's gone up to 7,000 now. It goes up every month, I reckon.
It's the fact, but I mean, this is in the Act. Switching from tobacco cigarettes to vaping products will reduce a person's exposure to many toxic and cancer-causing chemicals. As a step towards quitting cigarettes, many smokers may go through a transition period where they use both cigarettes and vaping products. Studies have shown short-term general health improvement in those who have completely switched from smoking cigarettes to vaping products. And that's really it on that subject. But I think that's really important that it's there. It's in black and white.
Having that recognized in black and white is really, really important.
Yeah, I think it's massive.
There's also some bad legislation planned in Canada, though, as well.
There absolutely is, and we kind of touched on it last week or the week before. I'm not defending that. That I know there's talk of flavour things and stuff, but I'm going to just sing that bit of good news for now.
Yeah, it's a step, definitely, and hopefully America will be surrounded by countries with some sense in the future. And
Canada almost seems like they can't decide at the moment. They seem all for it for adults, but they're really worried about kids, and some they're really ignorant about vaping in certain aspects.
Think of the children. Yeah, they are. They want to ban all sweeties, don't they? No sweetie flavors.
Yeah,
I don't think banning things in this day and age is really the way, because of the way the world's opened up in the last 20 years.
Do you think
international sales and stuff?
Do you think the flavour ban is going to come into America? I can see it.
It wouldn't make it. Thing is, people would, if they wanted it, they would buy it from outside the country, and it would.
I agree.
And they would get it.
I agree. I'm just saying. I do feel that
wouldn't surprise me if they did.
Well, prohibition hasn't ever worked, has it?
No,
never has. No.
You are quite correct. It has never worked in anything. On to the next thing. Just a quick bit of Just Add Nick news, just to say that we've currently got lemon crack in stock at Just Add Nick in kits and concentrates. And for now, the maker of lemon crack has decided to hang up his apron, so to speak. So we have 500 bottles, which has been split equally between kits and concentrates. That's all there is. That's all there will be for now. There is the normal Just Add Nick limit on when we have product like that. So it is 10 bottles of concentrate or 5 kits, because you can't. We tried to use it to stop people using things as trade bait, and to stop people trying to resell it. So that's it. Rick, have you got a folder called John News? I numbered them.
Share it, John. I'm on cue, mate.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've called this section statistically speaking. I need to bring you up large. Oh, we got number 1. So they had a thing on the BBC today called something like vaping in 5 charts. It's amazing. It gets funnier. Don't worry, I promise. So here we go. This is slide number 1. This is vaping in 5 charts, according to the BBC. Number 1, vaping is increasingly popular. According to the latest statistics from the World Health Organization, there's been a small but steady decrease in the estimated number of smokers globally since 2000, from 1.14 billion then to about 1.1 billion now. But it's a different matter when it comes to vaping. And as we can see, the lovely thing goes up. Let's go on to the second slide. Second slide, spending on e-cigarettes is growing. The e-cigarette market is expanding. At the moment, hopefully you're all nodding along, but honestly, it gets good. The global vapor products market is now estimated to be worth $22.6 billion, 17.1 billion pounds, up from 4.2 billion just 5 years ago. The United States, Japan, and UK are the biggest markets. Vapors in the 3 countries spent a combined $16.3 billion on smokeless tobacco and vaping products in 2016. Again, I've got no problem with that.
That's a very interesting chart in itself, though.
I'm quite surprised that America is so much ahead of the UK now, and Japan at all. You know,
pure population is.
It's just capitalism.
But because they haven't done this.
They've got more than 5 times the sales there compared to us. There's only 5 times the population.
I know, but it doesn't look as impressive when you take that away. It just looks like a little bit bigger graph.
You're about to see how accurate these statistics are. I'm not stating that they're accurate.
I want to know more about Algeria.
Oh, yeah. They're loving it in Algeria. I would, yeah. There's some odd bits in there that whatever. But
I know for a fact that Norway is a tiny market.
It's not. I sell a lot of stuff to Norway.
Yeah,
many people are living though.
Oh, you mean? I see what you mean. Sorry. Yes.
Spending power.
Yeah. It's a very small. Yeah. No, I agree. Right. The first 2 charts really were.
Germany's a fucking massive.
Yeah, I'm surprised Germany's not on par with the UK.
You're going to see how accurate these are. You will as it goes along.
Okay.
They get better. Let's go to the third slide. Right, here we come. Right. Okay, we're going for reaching number 1. Reaching number 1, e-cigarette open. E-cigarette systems are the most popular.
What's open? Are they talking about rebuildables then? Or
right, this is where it comes out. There are 2 main types of e-cigarette, open and closed systems, also known as open and closed tanks. That's not true. In an open system, the liquid that is vaporized can be refilled manually by the user. There is also a removable mouthpiece. Vaping products growth in the global market. And open, as you can see, open is in, I don't know what you call that, maroon, and closed is in an aquamarine or something.
Oh, teal. Oh, it's a teal.
Teal. Oh, yeah, I like. I'll give you a teal.
Yeah.
This figure is dubious. Rick's already pointed out one thing, which is, what do you mean by open?
Refillable.
Yeah. Okay. I even think that's skewed now, even that as it is, even open and closed, because the closed market is absolutely massive, especially in the US, which is the figure, which I would say, if we're going to rely on the first slide, that there would be the majority of the right-hand side. Closed systems in the US are growing exponentially. They're absolutely huge.
Yeah, but who have they asked? I mean, how have how have they canvassed this?
No idea. There's no. They did say that there was some who they spoke to in the stats. Can we go to number 4? I really hope number 4 is what I think number 4 is. Most e-cigarettes per state. Here we go. Most e-cigarette users buy their devices in specialist shops. Nope. According to a report published by Ernst & Young. Whatever. In 2015, 35% of e-cigarette users surveyed across the UK, France, Germany, Poland, Italy, and Russia, and South Korea bought their devices at e-cigarette shops. In 2015, I'm sketchy that that's true. It is certainly not true now.
No.
There is no fucking way that's true.
But it's hard. You say that, but you know, you need to remember we're in a bubble.
No, I totally agree with you. But also, don't forget the company I work for owns 3 shops as well. 3 shops that cover effectively from the coast inland 30 miles. So that the range is theirs. There are other shops within that as well. But I know I do have a sample size of sales, and I cannot believe that's true. I can't believe that from the top, if you look specialist e-cig shops and you look at devices, which is teal, and maroon, which is refills, there's no way. I would give you the devices maybe if you argued. Refills, statistically, if buying online, they've got specialist e-cigarette shops above online. It's just, that's not true. I can't believe that's true in any country.
Also, they've got petrol station below chemist, which is the bollocks.
It's just bollocks. I don't even know where the fuck they got these statistics from.
They just dreamt them.
They must have. I like the fact that Rich just got more and more pissed off. That was sort of the idea of this. I was trying to get people annoyed because this just shows. Don't worry about the first few, because if you think they're made up, don't worry, because this is coming along, and it's not true. They've got
only 3,000 e-cigarette users, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
3,000 e-cigarette users in 2015. It's now, you're talking about 3 years ago, you're talking about a tiny sample population. I mean, obviously,
I'm really surprised. I mean, even 3 years ago, there weren't that many shops.
No, but they've got here. Look, don't forget though. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth most popular way of buying e-cigarettes or refills is kiosks in shopping centres. They're just completely. What the fuck were they at the kiosk when they were doing the survey?
Wouldn't mind asking if you've got a sample of 3,000 people and you're catching them outside the Arndale Centre, then that's where that percentage is coming from, isn't it?
It's a really good way of showing how you can skew stats, and this is the kind of a point. Can you go to the fifth one? I will go to statistical bullshit in a second. Fifth one. Well, this is really good. Let me just read through all the options, and then I'll give the very obvious point. Number 5. Why do people vape? Across the country surveyed for Ernst and Young, the most common reason for using an e-cigarette was they are less harmful than regular cigarettes. About 49% of regular users said they used e-cigarettes in order to curb their smoking habit. I'm not going to give the stat. I'm just going to read the title on the left-hand side, and then I'm going to explain something at the end. Less harmful than cigarettes. It's pretty good. Helps cut down smoking. Pretty good. Doesn't bother other people. Yeah. Fewer places ban vaping. Okay. Available in different flavors. Note the missing stat, which is they don't smoke anymore. You know, apart from helps cut down smoking, 1, 3, 4, and 5, they're not reasons to use an e-cigarette. They're just fucking things people have fucking said. You can put together 1, 3, 4, and 5 and leave 2 and say helps cut down smoking. Available in different flavors. That's not somebody who didn't smoke. You can't say, why did you quit smoking? Well, it's available in different flavors.
No.
So did you ever smoke?
That isn't why people start vaping from smoking.
Of course it's not. They don't smoke. It's fucking ludicrous. It's a survey that gets stupider and more far-reaching as it develops. It's
not. I mean, they might even be. You know, they've obviously surveyed some people here, but this was 3 years ago.
Absolutely.
And this
was published on the BBC today.
Yeah, but those people, where are they surveying these people as well? Like we've already said, you know.
Yeah. Outside the shopping mall, from the looks of things.
Yeah,
that's a shame, because I would be very interested to see an accurate, real graph. That first graph of countries and spending. If that was
actually, are these stats about drivers behind it? Or is it just actually
drivers
behind
it?
Are they asking people who drive lorries?
No.
Or taxi driver, maybe, or bus driver.
It's really, but really, what I was trying to show you there is the statistics don't mean anything. If you kill that slide, Rick, they were talking about VT on VT UK. I promise I'm not going to go into it before anybody in chat who saw my slow death on this subject. So I'm not going to go through it again. They were talking on VT UK day before yesterday about what was the subject? It was can bacon give you cancer? Right. Yeah, statistically speaking, it can, because it depends on
if you cook it properly. Yes.
No. Yeah, it's about micro changes in odds. That's what it's about. But so just as those statistics can be skewed in one way to make it seem that cancer, it does elevate your chance to get cancer, but microscopically,
breathing can give you cancer.
Yeah, but anyway, statistically, those statistics, where lots of people have read that today, that's on the BBC News today, and it's balls.
On the whole, it's positive, even though it's bollocks.
It is. I think that's what we should probably take from it, is that it was, and especially from the BBC, because they have been negative in the past. That it was a fairly positive article, even if it was misinformed. It certainly wasn't scaremongering, and we should go, well, you know, even if the facts and figures are 3 years out of date and are from 3,000 people who walked out of Totally Wicked in the Arndale Centre, we should just go, well, at least they are what they are, and let's just go, well,
yeah, that's fine.
A little bit toward, you know.
Right. Anyway,
I get what you mean.
I do agree. At least it was positive. I'm with you. I think
it's a sad indictment on the BBC, though, isn't it? That this is what we've got to.
That is the BBC now. That's what they changed the name to, a sad indictment. Next up, I'm very sorry I haven't got any pictures, but I promise to do it properly next week. I am going to say the Vapeware mods late last week released the regen. And now they're arriving, and I'm watching people have them arrive. And I promise to do a full picture thing of it next week, and we'll do deck shots and everything. I didn't have any, but it does look absolutely fantastic. I think they've actually there is a Vapeware mods group, but I think as far as I know, there's a regen group as well that you need to join to get on a list to get the latest and greatest Genesis atomizer, and if their track record is anything to go by, it's going to be good. The next gen 2, everything they've done has been good, and it's been quality. And if you're a Genesis vapor, go and see what everybody else is doing, because they do look really, really great. It's basically the next gen with more air, and it wicks faster than ever, and it's a very good looking thing. Rich,
I don't know whether I agree with that. I don't know whether I agree with.
I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out.
With more air. True Genesis people, we don't want more air. We don't want more air.
Oh, but you can put aliens and shit in there now.
You know, aliens. Oh, that blasphemy! Absolute blasphemy. I'll shush. I'll shush.
Yeah, I think you got a point. You could also make an argument they're a one-hit wonder.
Oh no, they're definitely not a one-hit wonder. What, vapeware?
Mm-hmm.
No, they've had 3 hits so far, so it's a 3-hit one.
Well, it's very small, very small circles like it though. It's very small circles. What do you deem as success, good, or anyone actually got one?
I think someone's playing devil's advocate, so I'm not going to encourage it.
You're not biting.
The bottom line is, some idiots still think mesh is better than cotton.
It is fucking awesome. Get the same build in it for a year.
I do like mesh.
Who's next, John?
It's you, Richard.
It's me. Okay, I've got 2 very quick talking points. I just want to very quickly roundtable, and then it's time for the Tash stuff. I know everyone's tuning in to see the Tash ridicule. Okay, so the first one is, and I don't know how much this has captured the imagination of the British vapor, but has anyone seen, Rick, you might have seen it, the fallout and the issues Armageddon MFG have had this last 2 weeks?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay, so very popular USA-made brand. Yeah, USA-made brand, USA-made prices of RDA. Have you got an RDA or a mech mod?
RDA.
Okay, so they...
Gen 2. Is it Gen 2?
Yeah, they used to make a big thing, song and dance about... Oh, I've gone out of focus. That's nice. They used to make a big song and dance about being USA made, and that was a whole big thing. And they're not cheap. They're not cheap, are they, Rick? As a result,
they weren't at high end prices. They were less than that. I mean, they're in the middle there.
Yeah. Well, it's starting to look incredibly like they were all made in China.
I didn't expect anything other than that, to be honest. But I mean, I think I spent about 50 quid on an Atty from them. I didn't expect it to be made in the States for that. Yeah,
well, so it's, I mean, obviously it's alleged, it's all alleged and stuff at this point, but it's starting to look a lot like their USA made branding and stance is that it's completely fraudulent and they've all been made in China.
Right.
So they're in a bit of hot water right now from a PR standpoint, not from a legal standpoint.
You shouldn't lie. You shouldn't lie. But to be honest, I've never bought into the USA made things thinking it's any better than something that's made in China. I've never bought into that because there's good manufacturers in China and there's crap manufacturers in America. You know, there's good and bad in both. So it doesn't hold any extra value for me if something's got made in the USA on the side of it.
I think it's yeah, there is that perception that it is a quality, it means quality, and I think there's a patriotic aspect to that as well, isn't there? We're quite fond of English-made things, even though we're a slightly more scathing species. But yeah, that was kind of the question. Have you seen any of this, James? Have you seen any of this drama?
I don't really follow that kind of
scene.
Modern, yeah, I haven't. But I totally agree that if you're touting a US made mod or RT, granted that means very little to us necessarily here. However, that is a massive market for the patriots in America, and that's a bad naughty people.
That is a bit of naughty. That.
Well, I mean, it's literally criminal. It
is actually.
I mean, and some of their products go for hundreds of dollars, because they're USA made. The reason for the price has been USA made. Really, if it's true that if it's all going to come out as true, it means that some of this stuff should have been a third of the price.
Yeah, it's a bit naughty ploy to get the prices up right up.
Is it one of those things where they get the pieces made in China, then they maybe screw the button on, screw the top cap on, and go, "It's USA made."
Apparently,
assembled in the USA, it should say.
Yeah, well, apparently that's not technically. Someone's pulled it up, the whole made in America thing, and what you have to actually do to constitute being technically made in America. And if any component that is part of its function is not made in America, you can't claim it.
That's fair enough. That's totally
that might answer the question why Rogue swapped out their switches from those poly switches to the springs, because those poly switches were Chinese switches.
And it fundamentally needed those to work. So therefore, technically not USA, that you wouldn't be able to technically say that you were fully USA made. If with a component that's fundamental to the device.
Yeah,
it is a really big selling thing, a really big selling point or advertising strategy or whatever there wasn't over there. I mean, we do it in this country, but it's not like on a billet box where it literally says "Made in the USA." You don't get even mods doing that sort of thing. You don't get all of these kind of UK modders who are making mods having that sort of branding on there, whereas it's a massive thing in America. It's absolutely massive.
You can't get away. I mean, you can't get away with that sort of stuff. You wouldn't get away with it. Someone will find out, and someone will expose you if you do that. If you're dishonest,
and rightfully so.
Yeah,
and yet a lot of these mod makers, there's how many mod makers, you couldn't count them on both hands, Rick. Who every single part is made in this country.
No, I don't mean even you get right down. I don't know this. I'm just going to throw this out there. I mean, I sell Evolve boards. I don't know if the boards that they can be called American made either.
Yeah.
Half the components are Chinese chips. I don't know where the PCBs are printed. You know, they might be assembled in the USA, but
do they make a big thing of that? Then do they write?
I don't think they do. No, I don't think they say made in the USA anywhere.
That's probably the right approach.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because you can't. And there's no shame in stuff being outside it being made in China. This is it. People seem to see a lot of crap coming over from China and think everything made in China is crap. But after stuff, there's not one of us who are watching this show tonight has got. And we've all got something made in China, and probably more than anything else.
Yeah, and you're probably watching something made in China.
Yeah.
Texting with something made in China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All your tech is Chinese, isn't it? All your tech.
So I think that's the sort of summary in a way, isn't it? We personally don't buy into the whole made wherever thing, and the price is if you like the look of it, the price is the price. I think we've always sort of said that within our circle, but at the same time, he's in hot water. That chap.
If it comes out that he is, that's the sort of stuff that finishes you off, isn't it?
And it sounds like he's not even a proper, limited liability company. It sounds like it will actually fall on him personally. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's news over the pond, so it's always diluted by the time it gets over here. But we will keep one eye on that. And if anything,
but not bad gear. I quite like it. I quite like the Atty I got off of them.
Absolutely. They are, yeah. They're really popular. They have a absolutely humongous following in America, and he's done very, very well for himself.
Don't you think it's quite? I mean, the British are very. We kind of like introspective is the word I'm looking for, and like to take the piss out of themselves. I mean, famously. On the IT crowd, there's a joke when the computer's on fire and he picks up the fire extinguisher and goes to fire it, and then the extinguisher sets fire to himself, and he reads at the bottom, "Made in England" or "Made in Britain," and goes, "Oh, that's why." And that's completely normal. I mean, when I've been around to see friends before, and their washing machine's broken down, and you go, "Oh shit, what washing machine is it?" And they go, "Oh, Hoover," and you go, "Well, of course it's broken." If it's made here, it's shit. Why did you buy it?
Yeah, I think there's both. I think there is this. There's a very two separate camps. I think you get the people that really follow the American vibe, the American scene. They really buy into that. You know, whatever Brad Pitt's wearing, they want to wear. You know, whatever's in the movies they want to do or they want to be. And then in the same, you know, obviously translate that to vaping. You know, whatever Grim Green's on, they want on, and there's that crowd. And then you get the very British mentality of, I don't care where it's made, I don't care what it costs, I don't care what's popular, what's hyped. You know, you get those very separate circles.
Sounds like you're referencing the freaking right wing.
I think that just comes with experience, though, don't you think? I mean, we've all tried gear, we've all followed hype. We've all ended up with a brilliant vape, and we don't. I'm not fussed if it's new or old now.
But that's isn't that everything? I mean, it's laughable to say. Yeah, I remember when Rover, the famous British company, shut down, and Mark will enjoy this. I used to work in petrol stations, Mark, and when Rover shut down, I got all the old customers coming in with their Rover, going, "Can't believe it, shut down." And you go, "Yeah, I know, underpowered, overweight, shit cars." I mean, who would have thought that wasn't going to catch on? Fuck, what's the world coming to?
But I think you're on the money there, referencing the automotive industry, and I think it's on the back of how long the British automotive industry survived making terrible cars.
I totally agree.
Very slowly, which is
bad cars and bad motorbikes,
which is why that mentality has come about.
In a very select few, though, that's not a very British thing, because British people drive German cars and ride Japanese motorbikes.
There was that window of time where we carried on buying British cars, even though we knew they were all.
Yeah, but we're talking. I think we're in the 70s.
While making fun of British-made products, and they make fun of British-made products because they were raised by their parents who drove Rovers and MGs and Austins. And
maybe, I think that's a very I think to me, I'd say it's a really 70s attitude.
The next thing, and this again, very quick roundtable. This one, we touched on it last week. America are currently running a campaign to sue the FDA, and they're currently raising money. They've hit their first target. They're now raising for the next one. I just want to very quickly roundtable. There's been various videos across YouTube, as there always is, after time. Some people say it's a good idea, it's a bad idea. Whether it's a good or bad idea, you've got to support it, etc., etc. Two sort of little things to very quickly roundtable. Is it a good idea to attempt to sue the FDA / the government? Is there any chance of success with that? Is my first question. And second, should we be interested here? Should we care here? Is there an impact in Britain on America continuing on the vaping journey to the same extent? Does it benefit Britain that when America's all over vaping? Is this potentially bad for us, etc.? So I don't know if anyone wants to chime in.
I'd like
Suing the FDA, good idea.
I'd like to think. I mean, you've got a corrupt system with the FDA and lobby. I mean, the whole American political system and all of it is biased by lobbying and money.
It's legalized corruption, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? So you've got to wonder. I mean, yes, sue the FDA. It'll highlight some things, you know, for the media. It'll have value in the media. But, you know, if you've got the judge that's that's in charge of the case, if he's on the payroll and biased in any way, then it's pointless doing it, except for media coverage of it, I suppose.
I'm all for. I think it is detrimental to vaping. Things that happen in the US, I'm saying, not this case. Things that happen in the US are certainly detrimental to vaping worldwide. They are. Whatever anybody says, it is influential. Number one, but going back to the first point, the FDA case, I can bring this to not to single you out, Rick, but as you said, you've worked for yourself for 20 years. but Brad, James, and Richard have worked for large organisations in the last decade, and having worked for one myself, I'm talking about from a multi-billion pound company, barrister kind of perspective, and we're talking about the US government. But let's take it down to multi-billion pound company. We would, when I worked for the company I worked for, if you brought out Mr. Brown's Solicitors PLC, we would spend 7,000 a day on a barrister who will end your world. And they will. You won't win.
They will. I mean, it's a publicity stunt. If it works for publicity, not that it matters. I mean, over the last few years, I mean, I'm sure, and I know a lot of Americans, or any that I know, their eyes are open now to how messed up the system is and the way things are bought and biased over there now. So, and they're happy for it to happen.
But that's fine if you take it as advertising. Don't think you're going to win.
No, it's usually just done to. I mean,
anyway, there are. Sorry,
I'll quickly put my cards on the table. I don't think they will win, but I do think it's a very good idea, and the reason for that is so they've raised $250,000, and they're halfway along the road to raising the next 250,000. So that's $500,000. It's probably expected to go through 3 cycles in total, getting up towards $900,000, $1 million in legal fees for the vaping side of the argument. And like you say, John, the government, the FDA, will outspend them. I still think it's a good idea, a win, lose or draw, to force the FDA to spend that kind of money, because I know it's not a lot of money for the government, but there's still some dude in that company, in the FDA, that has to justify that expense, and they have to go through the torturous legal argument. Even though it's because it's a corrupt system and they will win the case, they have to go for this painful legal argument where they justify completely false things. And I still think there's a lot of value from a publicity thing, like Rick says. But also, I still think it does touch the sides. I think it still makes a dent and a scratch inside.
I just personally, I think you could do something that I've seen a couple of times. That if you in court, the same thing happens in the US. If you take it, I mean, that's not enough money to do 3 rounds, anyways. It's not even near it, because if you get it, if the barrister for state, you've only got a delay, keep people talking. If you tie up 5 days court time, the first day in court, the first time they're out, you're out of money. Especially if you lost and had to pay costs, because you've got to pay the solicitor's fees and the barrister's fees on the
when taking on a government organisation, you can't lose with costs.
Oh, can you not?
No.
The government must
that same rule in America. That's why as well, Brad. They put their special measures to prevent you getting outpriced.
Okay, do they have that in America too?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm quoting an American.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, that argument's gone. Okay, there's enough money then.
Well, no, it's not. But I think the first round, I think it's quite nice that people have raised the money and stuff going forwards. And I know that all the vape advocacy groups in America are working towards raising money from in the industry rather than making the vapor pay. I know that the next 2 rounds they're trying to actually get money from the industry to do it, which is good, which is very good. Also, the money raised is also doubled by Nico Pure, who are actually the defendant as well.
Plaintiff. Right.
Yes, that's right. So I think it's an interesting debate. I think there isn't an actual right answer because it's all unfolding before us. But
people have also
said debate about whether it is.
Absolutely, I think it is. But I think the other thing is there's one thing that we can't guess people are doing it. A couple of people have done it in chat, but I don't think that's true. People are saying it's worth it because of the press coverage. They haven't covered it yet.
No, they haven't had, and they might not. And
if they don't, then it's pointless. Then it is totally pointless.
But I think I just feel like seeing how much red tape and how much compliance these quangos like the FDA have to do. I still think it's still going to appear on a balance sheet. Someone's still going to have to justify the cost. I know they have an unlimited amount of resource, but it's loads of people's jobs in these ridiculous quangos to actually justify costs. I still think it's still going to resonate in some way, even if they don't win the case. I still think it could resonate.
It's just somebody, David Soulsby has just put in chat. I mean, the point, I think that's a really solid point, actually. The FDA can't be seen to give in to an industry that Congress are fighting so hard. They're not. I mean, they're not going to.
No, they won't. They won't. They won't. But I still think it's definitely better than a petition.
Steve Haywood, something that's quite a good point as well. I find it funny that one of the biggest contributors is Candy King, which are one of the biggest offenders when it comes to kid-friendly labels.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, we come back to this complacency in the industry, to which we're all like it over here. But, you know, as we've seen on those stats earlier, John, I mean, you've got like $15 billion. I don't know, we'll throw that number out there. $15 billion spent in the US on vaping every year. Mm. You know, why don't these blooming vendors, everybody that makes money out of vaping, get in a union and get one set of people, all chuck them 1%, chuck them 2% of your turnover.
But you've already there is an issue. I happily highlight it. I'm not really bothered. There is a problem. We have a slight thing in the UK with this, but nothing like the problem there is in the US. There's so many fucking, I'm sorry, but it's such a diluted message because there's so many vape protection fucking things. Get one and give them your fucking money. Because having 8, go in, don't forget to support Flip Flop, Whip Wop, go and give us a shit.
If every vape business in the US decided to give them 1% of their turnover, one company, 1% of their turnover, they got $1.5 billion dollars a year. You know, and that's enough money to fucking cause a bit of a racket, isn't it?
Yeah.
The problem is it's the ambulance chaser version of the vaping industry in America, which has resulted in a number of separate corporations and associations and groups, and
they're all diluting what could be done. They're diluting the power they could have.
I'm going to say, I just got to read Flitz's comment as a Oklahoma man has posted in chat. I think realistically, John is right. That's always good to know. But if it doesn't make a ruckus, it might have no effect. Though also, no effort also creates no effort, which I agree with. What it boils down to,
it's worth a try. Is what
exactly.
It's
doing
better than
nothing,
just another petition.
Yeah, doing nothing has the same effects every time.
Yeah, fair.
But it's going to be such a tiny. There is so much news in America that even broad coverage, I don't think would.
Yeah, isn't a major news story.
The
FDA.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I think doing nothing is not the right thing to do. So something is better than nothing, but it's going to be it's going to be ridiculously costly, and you're up against a brick wall, aren't you?
But they certainly need to. I honestly really believe this. You need to fuck them up. You've got so fucking many what we will call unions. You need to fuck them off and get one because it's mental.
We've said that for years, though. We've said that for years. It was the same with advocacy in this country. It was.
We've always put our weight behind whatever pathetic weight we've got. We've always put it behind the IBVTA because the rest of them aren't advocates.
No, that's the only way. If they could, like we said earlier, that if everybody supported the IBVTA, then they would have more power and they would be the only players. It would. Not that we need it as much as the Americans do. You know, we're all right with our vaping.
Yeah. On a lighter note, though,
Sorry.
we've all been laughing at my Tash today.
Is it Tash
By the
time?
way, I think we all have to, if you haven't seen it, go and watch Richard's direct-to-lung build. I watched the start of your direct-to-lung build video about 5 times. It is fucking awesome. And you'll get the Tash reference as well.
Right, should we start sharing some pictures?
Yes, so for those who don't know, we did a little caption competition with a picture of my moustache. People had to put funny things on to them, and the winner gets a saver of their choice.
Oh,
Obviously, the choice is black or polished stainless. But yeah, Rick, pull them up, Rick. Let's get through them. John, do you want to do something?
okay, I can do something. I don't know. I'll just do normal voice to begin with. When you start growing, the problem is you're all in the way. I can't see because the last few words.
When you start growing for this year's Movember and you still haven't grown one from last year's Movember.
That's good. I like it.
It's good.
It's good. The name should be on these as well.
That's Bob Clark, that one.
Bob Clark, pretty good.
Next one, Brinlar.
Oh, I got this. You must be 18 years of age to purchase this product.
Very good.
Yep, it works. Totally works.
Yeah. Dan Muddick.
When I come in my van, I have ice cream. That's pretty good.
Had to be done, that one, I think.
That's good. That is good.
Inchwa.
That moment when you realise something has gone wrong with your Tinder settings. I like that one. It's quite good. Who's this one?
Penny.
My left nut has more hair than Richard's moustache. That's just a statement, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
I love the fact he checked.
Did he count though? Because
I think maybe. I think it was a counter.
I'd rather not go into that much detail out of fear that he'd send reference photos.
yeah, good point. Move on.
Yeah, move on. This is it. Kev Watts.
I really like this.
I do like that.
30th of November, winning.
That might have been my favourite from Kev.
Yeah, that's something about succinct captions are good, and that is very good.
That is really good. Really, really like that.
Magnus.
Do you want to come back to my place, bouncy bouncy?
You got the accent for that one.
I've done that in Magnus's voice. Yeah,
That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
I thought you'd recorded it.
that's exactly how he talks. If you ever spoken.
Yeah.
Mark White.
I really like this one. Actually,
This is good,
really like this one. Saver RTA, all flavour, no shaver. That's really good.
That's brilliant. I like that. Maxwell House.
Fuck off.
George Clooney, if he had a rapist's face.
Oh, that's naughty.
That's
Nicky
bad.
Blizzard.
Oh, nearly there, Groucho. Kiss Kiss, made with Typorama. I think that's the app he used.
Oh, okay. I wonder what Typorama was it?
Well, a reason I like that one is obviously because he's referencing that I always have the Groucho Marx picture.
Yeah.
It's
That's
quite nice. He's the king of the Tash.
Stu Maxwell.
The shops. Went to the shops. No rice.
I like that because it's not even the Tash, it's just the whole thing. He's laughing at my whole face, not just my Tash.
Tom Buckley.
My mascara game is strong. I like to savor these moments. I
It
don't
does
actually,
look like he's photoshopped mascara on you, hasn't he? Look.
has he? Oh,
I think he has. Let me look at another picture. Oh,
No,
no, he hasn't
that's
actually.
just-
Actual-
You have actually got mascara on.
No product is used in this photo.
No, but it does look like you've got a bit of mascara on there.
I like that.
It's got naturally beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
It's just
It's the same photo. I love that. Nice one, Rick.
Trev Larkin.
This is how Mark Todd likes me to look. That's good as well. That totally works because that is how this was on his advice.
Yeah.
He's very, very manipulative, behind the scenes.
Oh, he's got the strings in his hand firmly all the time.
Yeah.
Bit of a puppet master.
And we're down to the winner.
Oh, is this the winner? So this is the winner. Who's the winner, Rick? Pull it up and say the name at the same time.
John Ledge.
Oh yeah, John Ledge. John Leg, the ledge, the leg end. But if I smile, it will fall off. And I really like the idea of saying that in sort of a kid's voice. If I smile, it'll fall off. So, John, get in touch and let me know what colour you want.
That's really good. Really good.
That was a fun thread. That was good.
Good.
I will say, me and Richard have the same moustache growing qualities. We're both experts.
That was about 5 days for me, just for that shambles of a thing.
But Richard, don't worry. As soon as puberty kicks in for us two,
we're only laughing. We're going to look like Tom Selleck.
We will.
Which for one of you isn't too far away.
I'm 36. It better come soon.
Yeah, I'm running out of time as well. I'm going to go straight to nose hair before I've got.
Already battling that little.
Yeah, it's not.
John's rocking the McDonald's arches, and he still can't grow a goatee.
God, no, I can't. No, I can do a goat. I just look like a magician. That's why I didn't do it.
There is an issue, isn't it? There is an issue.
Who's next?
James.
Is it I? Awesome. What have I got? This week I have got. I've got a little bit of new stuff. I've got some old stuff, some new stuff, some blend stuff.
Something borrowed, something blue.
Yeah. So what have I got? I've got what I'm vaping. What I've been vaping for the last on and off for the last 2 weeks, which is the Maelstrom by Lost Vape, and I'll give you. I have got a pic of the actual internals rather than pulling the bits there, Rick. This is partly designed. Well, I think it was even entirely designed by Rob Ramus of Steam Island. He sent me this a couple of weeks ago, and I've been trying it, and it's a little bit different. I know Mark Todd has had one as well, and it's a little bit different from your usual kind of jobby. It's much as I'm not saying it's impossible to overskunk, but it's pretty damn difficult to overskunk with the way that the airflow actually works. So you can see there it kind of comes in from the side as a what? It's a dual airflow jobby. It goes down and it goes across and it goes up underneath your coils. And I've got to tell you, it's pretty good. Is it pretty good? It's good. It is. It's good. I've really enjoyed. I've had maybe half a dozen builds in it. From I'm currently rocking a 1.4 ohm 0.32 Canthal build in there, but I've had some ribbon wire in there, and I've also had some stainless steel in there. And I've got to tell you, the Canthal has been my favourite by far. I absolutely love the Canthal build that I've got in there currently. It's like I say, it's been designed by Rob, and it's been brought to market by Lost Vape. It's going to be about 30 quid. It's a budget alley. And for that 30 quid, you're getting the atomizer, you're getting a little stainless steel drip tip, and you're also getting 24 to 22 mil beauty ring. And for the money, it's a Laura Atty for your money. It's a Laura Atty for your money.
It's still a black Atty.
The Laura Atty.
That's a Laura Atty for your money. And I've really enjoyed it. The earlier builds I put in, I first started with some stainless steel, thinking that it might really suit that kind of slightly, for me, lower wattage builds.
Batteries are done, Rick. Your batteries.
Batteries, Rick. Thinking that would kind of suit that sort of thing, but it was really warm. It was warm for me. If you like a warm vape, then that kind of thing is probably going to suit you down the ground. But for me, the 1.4 ohm Cantal build has been absolutely blinding. That's all I've had in for the last 3 or 4 years, and that's all I'll keep in it. I've really enjoyed it, and that is coming soon. It's not available on his website just yet, but it is coming really soon. So that is the Maelstrom V3 from Lost Vape, designed by Rob Ramus. And I don't know whether it's exclusive to Steam Island, but it's certainly going to be available at steamisland.com. So that's me. I've also got a mod. There is a mod. This is not a new mod. This has been kind of been kicking around for a good, maybe even months rather than weeks, but kind of caught my attention today, the last couple of days. And this is US Mods by NTO Designs, which have a whole load of pictures, and the pictures will do the talking with this one. It's kind of a budget squonker, or for what you're getting for your money, a budget squonker. It's a DNS 75C, all made in America, apparently. I will not go into that. It's an American made. It's an American company. And they've got a load of designs. Sorry, a load of materials. The design is all the same.
Is the front plate? Is it proud of the?
It's not. It's just acrylic. I think all you see in there it's. I think it's sorry, it is chamfered.
Ooh,
so it is sticking out a little bit. What you see in there is just the lines of the acrylic.
Sorry, who makes this?
This is US Mods.
Is that one of my 510s in it?
MODZ. I have no idea, Rick.
It's not one of my 510s in it as well.
It does.
Looks like, yeah.
It must be good.
It does look very mod.
It's brilliant mod. I can't believe how good this mod is.
So
what's in the bottle? Is it like an orange bun?
It's an Ultim cap on it, isn't it?
Oh right, it looked like a something from a science lab.
One of the bottles is huge and one of the bottles is tiny.
Or is that just perspective?
It's definitely not. One of the bottles is
It is bigger.
So anyway, so this is US Mods by NTO Designs. They're available in a DN75C. They are available in many different materials. If you want to soft flicker through the pictures kind of speak for themselves on these. What you've got there is you've got the stab wood with the acrylic door and the acrylic faceplate. You've also got all acrylic.
Yeah, I like that one.
Acrylic is a little bit of a budgety price. The all acrylic
Oh no, it is proud. That door is proud.
I know it is. That's what I said. And then he said it.
It is. But it's chamfered, Rick. It's chamfered. It's looking straight out. So you've got the acrylic ribbon, which is what we're looking at then. And
I like the one on the left. I like the left.
$250. We've got another picture of the actual of the other side of that one at some point. We'll see that. We've got that's the Starwood, I think that's called. That's one of the more expensive ones. That's $275. We're back to the Starwood. The Starwood is $260.
That's all the pictures.
Is that all? Surely not.
Yeah,
I had the moon.
That's one of it. Is that it?
That's another one. Yeah, that's the other side.
No, they're not called USA Mods yet.
That's the other side of the hybrid stab. So that's the other side of the acrylic ribbon. Here we've got this is the moon drop. I don't even know what this material is, but it's a bonny looking thing. Any more, Rick?
Yeah, one more. Moon drop again.
Lovely. That's the moon drop from the
I wasn't too sure to begin with, but I think it's all right.
I like it. Yeah, I like it too. Yeah.
There was definitely, I think they brought an Ultim version to this country. So there was definitely a UK vendor, but I can't remember who it was. It was I think it was a vape shop in Liverpool, but I can't remember the ins and outs of it now.
Not this, is it? Is this one of them? Oh, we have got these of them as well.
Oh yeah, this is the hybrid.
Oh,
And you know what it is? I love a hybrid with a transparent.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough of them.
What have they made before, these guys? How do we...
up until today, or yesterday, whatever it was, they hadn't really stuck on my brain. They weren't a manufacturer I was particularly aware of. They have got an atomizer out. I know for a fact they've got an atomizer out, but it's not something that I've got. I can recall the information because
someone in chat can say, because it's bugging me.
And one more. Lovely.
That's
nice.
another hybrid again.
That's the one I'd have.
With a stab. I love it. I really I don't know why people.
I wasn't sure when you first started doing them with the first two, or not. No, I wasn't a fan. But as you progress, they've got better and better and better.
Yeah, they've really gone to town with their materials, and they're obviously hitting it properly, aren't they? With different options and.
I think when I first saw these was a thread on UK Squonklers where somebody was comparing the Ultimate one to
chat, and I think Rick has two.
Oh, what's going on?
Okay.
Wait. That was US mods available at usmods.com. That's mods with a Z. I'm not saying Z. I'm saying Z because it's US mods. And I say they start at $230 for the acrylic, and even the acrylic I think is quite a fancy looking mod. I really quite like
DNA 75
every single thing.
Well, haven't you? You got to remember that you got quite a bit of board in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not mechanical for that money. It is a regulated.
Whatever dollars, I would like my acrylic panels to be flush.
I think
that's design, though, is it?
I think it's more of a style thing. That didn't bother me at all. That didn't bother me at all. I quite like the look of it. I will also say this: it's a 21700 or 2700 mod. It's not 18650. Unless you want to put an adapter in there, and it is also replay ready. So they've obviously updated the boards to be replay ready, which is nice if you're doing that yourself.
Yeah, I like that.
Can I just sorry, James? Can I just say because Dino G Shire has said in the chat they made the Nuvo BF RDA.
That doesn't mean a lot to me. Sorry,
I don't know it.
Okay, what else have we got? We have got new stuff. Not a lot of other new stuff. Convergence have all been landed. I know Brad's got his. The Karma was available at Cheeky this week. They came into stock. They've gone out almost immediately. We have the new Pico Squeeze, Rich, which I know you've reviewed.
Yes.
He's not reviewed it yet. He's got it. Have you reviewed it? Yeah, you have.
Yeah,
I apologise. I watched it.
All my information comes from Rick, from Vic's reviews.
There's a lot of fucking hate for the Pico. I like it.
And you know what it is? I've got no idea why. The first one was so unreliable. The amount of people who had them auto fire and that sort of thing. Yeah, they were cheap, but I thought they were a little bit dangerous, to be honest with you.
They look. You know, the original looks every penny of its cheapness. I don't care what anyone says. It does.
It was cheap, but it did work. If you weren't up for a cloudy vape or any sort of power, it could be all right, couldn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's ridiculous. The hate for the Pico 2 is fucking ludicrous.
It's unfounded. It's definitely unfounded by the looks of it, because it looks like a good regulated squonk mod.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think there's two things there. I think they've gone in a completely different direction. So maybe they could have done both. Maybe they could have done a Squeeze 2 that was just a very heavily upgraded version of the original, and maybe called this like the Squeeze R for regulated or something. And just said, for this one, we're going in a different direction as regulated. I don't know.
I like it. I really do. I would never be interested in the original.
The Squeeze 1 had a moment in time where it was incredibly handy. It was one of the first usable, because the Kanga did one that wasn't usable. It was one of the first usable.
But the bottle system was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
The button wasn't great.
The bottle. I mean,
And I see
you've only
the
got
amount
to
of people-
to the bottle and you've finished. It was shit.
the button was shit. It hit like a damp sock. It was.
Yeah, but those people that are happy with their mod hitting like a damp sock were happy with it. Because if you're vaping like James would probably get on with that mod.
Yeah, but you've still got a very, very hard squonk bottle that literally hurt your thumb, and you've still got a janky fire button that.
Yeah, but James wanted an old beta mod that would just.
Do you mean because he's northern and it's electric?
Whatever you wanted is 15-watt tobacco vape. It would work for that perfectly fine. It might not be a nice mod, but
no. I'm regulated, Rick. I'm regulated. That's not how I use non-regulated mods. But it wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't think it was particularly comfortable. It was small, and here's the thing about the new Pico. I mean, Pico literally means small, doesn't it? And yet it doesn't look that Pico to me. However, I think the styling isn't bad. You know, they've kept that cap. I wish that anti-ring matched the cap perfectly. That's a bit of a pain. The new bottle system looks good. They've got the way it kind of pops off with magnets.
Oh yeah, I did like that.
There's loads out there are like about 100 watts, and I'm not sure whether 100 watts is going to be true with a single battery, but that doesn't bother me at all. Vaping it.
It will be for 7 seconds.
11.
Yeah, but doesn't it take a 21-700 battery?
Yeah, 100 is still a stretch, really. But
well, it's like the Yeehee board, though, isn't it? You know, the new Yeehee board says it can go up to 100 watts on one battery, but you have to have the right battery.
Yeah, and that's exactly the case. So if I can use this as an opportunity for a slight correction, the actual RDA is 24 mil wide, not 22, as advertised in my review. I use this to measure things, and it's not always the most accurate. I don't know. I saw other guys are using other stuff, but
I like it, man. That is perfectly accurate to me.
That works for me.
So I've had another go with that guy, and it's looking more like 24 now. So the beauty ring, the beauty, yeah, you're right. The beauty ring actually takes you from 25 to 24. So I don't know how much use that beauty ring would be for you, James, but it's completely optional. The beauty ring.
Cool. I like it. I'm really pleased that they've decided to go with move in a 24 mil ATI direction, because it fucked me off not being able to put a 24 mil ATI on any of the Pico mods before. This is a truly brilliant mod from the gorgeous Nigel Moxon, the SVBF. I love this mod so much.
He's got some fantastic new ones out as well.
And but look, the size is incredibly comparable. Yeah. It's way bigger than the original squeeze. It's way, and that's a 21700. This is an 18650. The size is way bigger than the original squeeze. I totally get people saying that, but it's not big. It's still tiddly. It might, it looks big next to. It looks bigger than Nigel's, but it's still not a big mod, is it? Nah. I mean, and it's a 21700 with a 7 mil bottle and a board. It's. I don't know if anyone's going to come along with one smaller than that, and you can't even begin to compare the original squeeze to that. The bottle works, the button works. It's got an actual proper finish now. It's actually made of something that won't melt. Has it got a silicone bottle in it? And I totally get why. Really, it's too soft. Actually, it's too far the other way. It's when they don't quite reshape straight away. Yeah, not.
Is it really silicone as well? I got shown the pinch. I saw the pinch on a video yesterday. Rick's bottles of silicone. It's fine. Yeah.
So I think it's an incredible upgrade, but it is so different. I guess that's the only gripe that people have got. It's so different.
I'd be up for that. If I needed a beta, that would be. I'd be out.
I like it. I'd take that. I'd take that out.
Me too. What really surprised me was that people were so against. I mean, it wasn't even a 50-50 split. It seemed as though it was more like a 70-30, 80-20 kind of split.
You know what? It's just people following the fucking crowd, James, isn't it? One person says it, they agree. They don't like to voice their own opinion.
It really surprises. I thought, I looked at it and I thought, you know, it's not the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, but it's not a bad looking mod, and that's the black finish. If they bring out a stainless one, that would look.
I just think to voice their opinions. I'm happy to throw in my drunk version.
Go on.
The Pico is a fucking construction worker's squonker.
Yeah.
Because if you hit it with a hammer, who fucking cares?
Yeah, I think but I totally think it had its place, and in some ways quite iconic, because at the time no one had bothered to do one.
How long ago is that? How long ago is that now? When was the Pico?
It's
not that long, actually, is it?
It's got to be 18 months.
Yeah,
20 months. Yeah. But that is such a long time in squonking.
Yeah, it really is.
That was like when it started all over again. That was so early doors.
Right. What have we got next, James?
This is not squonker related. This is old is the new. This kind of hit us.
Have you been talking to Frank?
Not just Frank. A few weeks ago,
John Frank.
This is all of Safer Vapors. This is basically a Safer Vapors based story
Still trying to get rid of fucking toots.
It's not just them people. It's not just them people. It's me as well. I mean, this week alone, well, the last few weeks, I got my hands on a Typhoon GS. So I've gone backwards. This week I've completely stripped my my SAT 22, and that is ready for a brand spanking new build. Stripped, changed all the oil.
A SAT, that's a classic, absolute classic.
But I noticed
it always comes back to if you buy quality, it will still be good.
Yeah,
absolutely. I noticed in the non-squonky world. People seem to be going backwards rather than forwards. Mech, and I don't know whether this is partly to do with squonking, that mech has become fashionable again in vaping through many mechanical squonk boxes, and then people who are maybe tired of squonking or just I mean, there's always been a hardcore element of people who love tubes and have stuck with tubes.
I don't have to admit, but then you can't agree with this, James.
What kind of
regulated squonker? Why the fuck? I've never understood. Like, because I used mech tubes back in the day when there was a reason, which was the fact that boards were like 10 watt, 20 watt, blah 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 blah. But
this is your perspective, though, John. This is it.
I totally agree.
I still use mech mods. I've got a mech mod.
You're all jumping the gun. James is half point here. He's halfway through his point.
Yeah. No. The thing is, no. I'm not necessarily a mech fan. However, I do appreciate the aesthetics of a tube. I love the look of a sleek RT on a sleek mech. I love that look. It's not for me. It isn't for me because I like a regulated vape. But what I'm saying to you is, it seems as though what's happened is the quality has certainly on Safer Vapors. I'm not a member of many kind of budget. Budget mods and that kind of sites.
Cheap shit groups, James. Cheap shit groups.
But certainly on Safe Vapors, I noticed it a few weeks ago, and I was going to run something then, and I kind of just all of the pictures of the all of people who are having a resurgence for this quality, well made. Good gear, just good gear. Be it mech mods, be it older mods, and be it older RTAs, and that is basically 70, 75, 80% of all of the gear that has been used on Safer Vapors at the minute. And I was wondering, is this because we've kind of hit a plane? We've hit a. This is how good vaping is. We're at the point now where we're not getting any better.
It's reproducing the same quality of stuff now, and it's just a different package, and it looks slightly different, and that's the only difference we're getting now. That's why I've been squonking with a Derringer. From how old are they now? Only 3 years, I think.
Don't you think they?
4 years?
I totally agree with you, Rick. What you said a minute ago. So I'm so sorry. We did kind of interrupt you, James. I do apologise. But we were. I think the thing is now is there's so much choice. You can do exactly what you want. So James, kind of getting to the end of what you were saying, you went exactly the way I would go, which is I really love the aesthetics of a mech mod. I don't want one because I don't want. I like to hit the button and get the same vape every time, but I don't care if somebody else doesn't want that. And then Rick said, "That's your opinion." That's absolutely true. I think the thing is, there's so much choice now. We all get to vape whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, and there are lots of schools. I mean, James picked up there where he thought that people are getting back into mechs because they were into mech squonkers, but people were always been into mechs.
Yeah,
it's where you're coming from. You know, I mean, it's all still there. It's all still plodding along. It always will. There'll always be people who like tubes. I like tubes. I have no problem using. I use mech squonkers, so there's no difference. The battery drop off. You just vape for an extra split second when the battery starts dying a bit.
I will say, Rick, you showed me how to actually build on a mech when it comes to drippers. You saying, I think the first time you built something for me, and it was like 0.15.
0.15 fuse Claptons, yeah.
And you went, fucking do that. And when people talk about drop off, when you go 0.15, it don't really make any fucking difference.
No, you get a good vape for ages, you know, and you don't notice. You'll just vape it for a bit longer till you get that throat that you want out of the vape, you know, unless when it starts, you know.
When you get it right, you sort of have to tell yourself to change the battery.
Yeah.
Like you don't even actually notice the drop in quality.
I can. Mine is what they did I saw a discussion on this before. Where is your drop off point? Mine's 3.7. I know it's
mine is as well on a mech on a 0.15 fuse Clapton dual setup. Definitely.
Yeah, point 3, but 3.7. I know it's gone.
I think in sort of answer to sort of James's point, I think vaping is cycles, and I think what you're probably finding in those groups that you sort of mentioned, James, is that you'll have a lot of vapors reaching a certain point in their cycle at the same time. And for me, a few people have sort of messaged me and said the saver has completely reevaluated how they want to vape and the way they vape and things like that. And for me, that was the Squape when I first got a Squape, and the flavor was amazing. I was on 20 watts less than I would normally be, and I was like, it gives you this sort of like mini epiphany, and you go, hang on, what am I wasting juice for? What am I wasting battery life for when I'm getting this good a vape at this? And then you start going, so I don't need that, I don't need that, I don't need that. I'm going to pull out this old thing. And
I think
you have these little cycles in vaping.
But even personally, as a vapor, for yourself, it's like once a year something comes out. Like I remember I just had the Vapor Giant like with me the whole time, all the time, because it was the vape I wanted. Like there were other things that came along and I gave them a go, and they were like a sidearm kind of thing, but it was always that. And before that it was they're all lined up, because those things that drift into your as the best vape, they never get old. You always
and you could come back to them. You could shelve them for 2 years and still come back to them.
Yeah, that's why as we said last week, there's stuff you'd give away and the stuff you won't, and it's the things that become.
Yeah, that's why I've got like 20 mechs behind me, because I know how to coil them. I know I can enjoy them. I can use them in different ways. I mean, we're saying about the battery drop off. If I use a 0.15 fused Clapton build in there, you know, I'm at 3.7, but I've been using my Derringer at, I think, about 1 ohm. And I'm running that battery down to about 3.2 volts before I'm thinking, I might need to change the battery now after a couple of days, you know. So yeah, the good stuff lasts, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that sort of thing about the hype as well. You grow out of it.
Yeah, I mean the things like I'm not. I mean, I've got a Haku. It's great. It's all right, but it'll be forgotten. It's no different. And all these. I'm not knocking anybody who's bringing these little latties out, but they're all the same. They're all the same. The Nada was the pinnacle of those little ones. You can't get them, so you get something else. But it vapes the same. But they won't. They won't all be atties you'll keep forever, and and they're classic and still got value.
Yeah, but I think you're right, James. I've noticed that trend as well. People are dropping that. Me and Rick have dropped our wattage.
Yeah, I think you're.
Well, you say that.
I don't want to see it. It is the Saver, but the Saver came at a great time when I think that trend was just in the groups that I'm in. That trend was really coming back. That mouth to lung was and tanks, even amongst hardcore squonklers, that mouth to lung tanks. Really coming back. Like I say, I bought a GS. I'm after a GT too. Next, I think that's going to be just bringing in the things which are previously.
I'll send you some point. I'll send you some 2 mil silica for the.
The thing is,
I have got silica.
Richard, you say I've dropped my wattage, but I'm vaping on your Saver at 20 watts, but I'm also vaping on this as well, probably about 100 watts.
Yeah,
same time. So I think it comes down to a lot of people, a lot of juices now. Like I'm sure we said this before, but a lot of juices are max VG, and they're more suited to a higher wattage vape, and they're what the shops want to sell because they're banging out bottles. You're using 30 mil a day at 100 watts. They don't really want to sell you juices that are 50-50 in 6 or 12 milligram that you get through 10 mil a week.
Well, yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Rick, but I think there's a half and half with shops. I think people do as well. Want to do? We happily do 12 kits and 6.
Yeah.
Because I know, because being a high milligram vapor for 6 years, I know what it. Well, no, it's not high. 12.
You are a minority though, John. The majority of people are vaping on 3 milligram now, aren't they?
Totally, absolutely. So, but then I think I'm in a better position because
you are. I bet you use less juice than
fuckloads less.
Not only that, if I vape this solely all day, I'd get through 50 mil a day.
But that's why also the range always stays the same. That we always carry on offering what we can. You know, in a way we can do 60. Yeah. Sorry, James.
Okay, let's move it on. But it's good discussion.
I think we'll revisit the whole vape style thing at some point.
Yeah, but I think it's definitely cyclonic. Okay, so a little bit of a preview. I mentioned this on the group today. I received this through the post. Look at it, still in its shiny wrapping. Oh, it's been a hard day. Again, we're mentioning Rob from Steam Island again. He's kick this off really by getting this through the post there. So this is the Aurora from H Cigar, brand spanking new vaping thing. It's a vaping thing from H Cigar. It's a new skunk mode, and it looks good. I've got a picture of it actually out of the box. Rick, have you got a picture of it? I'd stole a pic from Sir Todd of Sheddington.
Good memory. That was impressive.
It's a good looking little. That's there. Look at that. I think it's a good looking little bit of kit. So this is we're just going to casually talk about this. Just I'm not talking about the mod. Thank you very much, Rob. I'm talking about we're going to have a little bit of a raffle in the next.
Raffle? Did you say raffle? Because you definitely can't do a raffle, so it's definitely a raffle.
I want to do a waffle. I want to do
waffle. That'll do. Whatever.
I want to do a raffle. I am, which is slightly terrifying, but I am going to do a raffle for a local charity that is dear to my heart. I'll talk about it a little bit more, but it's just a sneaky little pre. It's a big charity, but it's a small centre. here in Sunderland.
What charity is that?
That is for Mind. That is for Mind, and it's the Sunderland Centre, which my wife volunteers for at least once a week. And so that's kind of started off. That's the first prize we're in there. More information to follow in the group in the next 24, 48 hours, I would imagine. So that's that. But
we're going to chuck loads more in as well.
Yeah, we'll get loads of stuff. We'll whip around lots of stuff for this wrap. We'll make it a big one.
Yep, we'll do a massive one, and we'll sort them out. Mind, as everybody knows, it's a really close charity anyway, especially in vaping. And I know it's been supported by Mark Todd in the past.
It has.
I know I've done a Mind charity at some point, a raffle, and it's absolutely huge. Everybody knows the impact of mental health, especially.
I'm sure we seem to know it more. I don't know if it's because our vaping community here is so much closer and more open, but I've certainly seen there's so many people affected by mental health issues. I don't know if it's just in vaping. It probably isn't.
It's not.
We're just very open and happy to speak about it.
I think you're right there. I think it's more to do with the honesty. So there has been things done in the past for Mind. However, this is on a much smaller scale in so much as this is because the individual centres have to actually raise their own capital to run. Yeah, so this is going to be for my local Mind. It's going to be for the Mind in Sunderland.
Perfect.
Okay.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's brilliant. It's going to be great. I've got loads of things to throw in.
Yep. I'll sort you out.
Yeah, we'll all find some stuff, and we'll get some stuff as well. Yeah.
Okay, shall we do a super fast try of Batava? It's like 11:15 nearly almost.
This is going to be the longest show ever.
No, let's do it. We're gonna go.
Let's try harder.
Super.
Must try harder. Yeah.
Right. Let's go. We're gonna flip through them quick.
All I can see is Richard doing that. We can't see him. Right.
Things that remind you of me.
Oh,
smooth.
It was good.
There we go. Let's get straight into it.
Okay, I need to fix that, make that much shorter. Okay, this is from Alex Brewer, the bringer of quality tribe Batavas. This is some sort of Star Trek thing. He's poking a mod in his eye.
No one showed him how to vape.
It's good. It's like I said what John did the other day. He did exactly the same thing, didn't he?
It totally works, that one, though.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Next one is from Billy Rose. He saw this.
Fuck me! It's another
there we go.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. You look at that. He's probably brittle.
I tell you what, you've got some wicked ones this week because there's been some fucking brilliant ones.
There's been some very
that isn't one, but there has been some.
Oh, Billy Rose, nice one. I like that one, Billy. This one's from Bob from War
Totally
Bob.
Love that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. This one is my favorite. This one, check it.
Have you seen this one before?
No, I've not seen that.
No, I've not seen this one. This is from Chris Kenyon, and I'm not even sure if this is Photoshop. It's so good. It looks as though it might be Photoshop. I'm not sure what they're standing
It's got
on.
to be Photoshop. They're standing on a log, and that ain't a log, is it? They're loggers.
I don't think it is.
I don't think they're loggers. They're not. They're holding paintbrushes, Rick.
It's a painting. This.
Ah, it's a painting. Yeah.
But what are they standing on?
They're standing on a tube of paint.
Oh yeah,
it's
it's a tube of paint.
What's it a Travava of?
It looks like a mod.
Looks like a mod with that atty and then drip tip on the end.
Tube of paint.
I thought that was classic. Me and Brad, we're like fucking bros. We fucking got that at the same time. Tube of paint.
I love that one. That Chris Kenyon. That might be my favourite. This one's from Christopher
Morrow.
Christopher Morrow.
Sell it, and it's made from a willow tree too.
It is. This I think this one made Rich kind of long for his school days.
Yeah, it's a bit nostalgic. But why is it a Travava?
It's Alex.
Oh, yep.
Oh God.
Those are the days.
Same
This is
there.
quite good. This is quite good.
Like that.
Yeah, what
Would like to
about
buy
22 million?
Yeah.
22 minute, like it.
I like that. I like it's real as well. I like the real ones.
What's this then?
What?
Oh, is that a
This
Kuro
one's-
coiler? Is that a Kuro coiler?
It's a Kuro coiler sticking in a tree there. A
No,
massive
no,
Kuro
no,
coiler
no,
sticking in a
no,
tree
no.
there. I like that one as well. Next one.
I like that.
I've lost the names here. I haven't got the names of everybody.
That's just every
Gary
week.
Murphy.
Yeah, no comment. But I did like it.
That's where we're going to stick Dr. Martin's plaque. Read
I
about
like
it.
I don't think
I like
about
this
that one.
more
I
seriously.
liked it. Next one.
Do that.
Yeah.
It's funny, these Tashes have gone along with vaping, haven't they? There's lots of branding in vaping with
Oh,
Tash.
it's James. James is.
I know, yeah, James's brand, yeah, I know.
But
But
there
there
is-
are others as well.
There's loads. This is from John Hudson, and the next one is really cool. Have you got the next John Hudson one there as well? This restaurant. I'm not sure what this
Oh, look at
Two snails making out.
is.
that. Yeah. Well, they could be, yeah, snails, but they haven't got a shell, have they? Look,
They could be geckos with their feet down.
yeah,
Just
could
chilling.
be, they could be Loch Ness monsters.
Or just a pair of fancy shoes.
Yeah.
Next one.
It's not just a mustache then.
Oh, it's Rick.
It does look like Rick.
In his modelling years.
He's got a ginger beard.
Yeah, that to one side.
Put that to one side. Yeah.
You
Black
had
and
it,
white.
you did.
Black and white. We wouldn't know. That'd be you, mate.
Oh, look at those dreamy calves.
Oh, nice.
And that's the same outfit you wore for Beer Fest last year. Almost
I've got a shirt
identical.
like that. I might cut the sleeves off. This is a fucking mod. These are old mods, aren't they? They used to have these. I've seen these mods.
It's an old one.
Yeah,
I didn't realise how much Keith looked like Nigel.
he looked like an old Nigel
Wow.
Moxon there, didn't he?
Oh,
Is that a sheesh? Is that the right word?
Yeah,
Well, these were mods that people
They were
used
mods.
5 years, 6 years ago.
But I thought the
I thought that was a bagpipe. I thought he was blown into a bagpipe.
I'm sure it's a vape, isn't it?
It's a vape. Yeah, it's a vape.
Oh, well, in that case, then very, very poor show, Keith Jones. You can't just have things that remind you of vaping that
Keith-
are
Keith-
actually
Keith
vaping,
lives-
Keith Jones.
Keith lives like 20,
It goes
25
against the whole
minutes.
ethics, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I like
old-
Keith
old
from
Nigel
Oh, this is
Moxon.
good. I like
You
this.
want you old Nigel Moxon.
This is a
That's
good
good.
one. That looks just like an Atty I've got. I can't think
Looks
what it is. Though.
Yeah, add a drip.
Like-
Like
Does
it.
well done, Keith. You've just made it all better again. You were lucky. You
That's
probably-
that's really cool. That's my. I think that's. Is it? No, it's not my Atty in the background. I thought it was my Atty in the background, but he got it repaired. But I sent him an atomizer. But yeah, that's the sister.
Next. Oh, is this meant to be as an own sign, isn't it?
Looks like
Yeah.
an old sign.
Yeah, it is.
It's good. I liked it.
I like
Yeah,
it.
that works. It does work. It does work.
Good, that one.
Where's
Heat
it on?
flux.
No.
Omega in the corner as well with the ohm sign.
It's a heat flux sensor.
Heat flux. Remember
It's
heat flux.
a doubler. It's a doubler. You got ohm and heat.
Craig still dreams of heat.
So we have
Do you
to-
remember? Do you remember? Oh, we all remember.
Yeah.
We wish we didn't.
Oh,
This
look,
one's
this is a
brilliant.
good one, actually. Look at that.
Oh, it's Damien.
Are you digging this?
That
Yeah,
is
that's
Damien.
pretty good.
Is that for real or was that photoshopped on? Like,
No, it's
I
real.
feel like I
That's
need to
real,
go back.
I'd imagine.
Yeah. That's from Michael Briggs. Well done, Michael. We'll love that one. Next one.
Michael Shilton.
This one.
No, Shillito.
I wasn't going to include number plates anymore. However, it's a plug. It's a Jan plug, and it's just
Although John does have more horsepower on his bicycle.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
And that's a hairdresser's car.
It's from Riyadh.
Riyadh. I'd cut you some slack because it's you. This is just it's just ideal. I'm sure. Next one.
It will have reminded him of vaping.
It will.
It will have, yeah, definitely would. Now,
This is the obligatory Men in Black picture of the week.
And there was a couple, but the other one just had just a dude with a little tiny gun. Just had Will Smith with a little tiny gun. This one's got it looks like a Bavarian background.
oh, this
No.
up here.
It's not. No, it's not. I get the joke. No.
Noisy
he's holding-
cricket.
It's a cricket. That gun's called the
Noisy
cricket.
Oh, it is called a noisy cricket.
Ah, I see.
That's why the mod's called that, isn't it?
Yes. It is.
Ah.
Next.
Yes.
Is this Ricky in here? Is it?
It's Ricky.
This is Ricky. Ricky didn't submit this one because this is a
That's
real
not things that remind you of vaping. That is
It's
vaping.
No. Just hold your horses, because I saw this photo a couple of times, and every time I saw the photo, I didn't see the blurring mod in the foreground. What I saw was up above that speaker stack. I kept thinking, down a bit, Rick, with your arrow down a bit. That there, I thought that was a mod with a cutaway. You know what you kind of what you screw that.
You are really reaching.
Like a helix? No. I thought it was like a helix or that sort of thing. I saw it many times.
Oh, well, if it reminded you of vaping, and
it reminded me of vaping.
That's even better.
Next savers and get some new glasses.
Next one, go on, let's keep them trucking.
Simon Gooden, husbands, wife.
It's a coily thing. It's a coily thing.
Oh, it's a parallel, isn't it?
Yeah, look at that. Good. Like it. Next one. From Stuart Maxwell House.
Nah, reaching.
No, having that.
Mods do look like mechs and mods and atties, don't they?
A couple of elements that made us think of vaping, so I put that one in there. Okay, last one is from Thomas.
Finally, Thomas Buckley.
UK.
Yeah, cutting him some slack, it's me mate Tom. There we go, UKS. It's his first one. He saw it. It's a genuine pucker one, though. He took the photo himself.
Yeah.
There's UKS on the thing. That is this week's top of the tribe to Bananas.
I loved it.
Thanks for watching.
How good was that? So good.
Brilliant. Are we on Brad or are we on?
Fuck that shit. Let's go to the whistle thing because it's 11:22.
Such a long show.
Ah, it's the whistle thing. You know what happens when you hear the whistle? You're going to see some mods. Let me get them out there. Right, got some mods to show you this week. Got 3 mods to show you that stood out for me, and I saw and thought they're very nice. They're worth sharing. First up, we've got Mark Dacus again, still making really nice stuff. I wish he'd pack it in. It's just too much nice stuff going out. But yeah, he made this little beauty and put some pictures up on the showcase group, and I thought it was nice, as I'm sure everybody else does. Look, lovely. It's got some good stuff going on there with the colours.
I can't see it.
We can't see it, Rick. You have not put it up.
I am showing it now.
No.
Right, let me stop presenting. Let me present again. Go on.
Oh, there we go.
Hey!
Oh, that is nice.
Oh, I messed that up then, didn't I? Okay. Right, let's go through those pictures again. I'll start at the beginning. Mike Dacus, here we go.
Oh, I like it.
Friend of the show.
I believe this is his last flask that he's ever making.
Is it?
Said that. Oh.
Yeah.
Till next time. You know, they're lovely, really nice. That's
He's really beautiful. That's fantastic.
got some crazy different colours going on with that I haven't really seen. There's a lot of different colours going on.
Yeah, is it a different wood or something?
Yeah, well, different types of wood, different colour resins, and all sorts going on in that.
If I recall correctly, Mike had no idea what kind of wood this was. He just went, I've got something wood with something resin. Oh, it's nice, though, isn't it? Yeah, we're like, yeah, it's nice, Mike.
Very
it
nice.
reminds me of. Do you remember when you used to play marbles as a kid? That would be a galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good though. Really nice, Mike. Abstract Mods, you know what to do. You've heard of him before. Go and join his group. Go and join his group and buy one if you've got the money, because they're worth it. They're lovely.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Next up, Peter Zabo put a mod up, and I liked it.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's different, isn't it? He hasn't just put a flat plate on there. He's shaped a plate. I just liked it. It's a DNA 75C.
Yeah. Nice bit of wood.
It's honest. Yeah, nice bit of natural wood, I'd say. Something like ebony or something. I'm not sure. Though.
Looks like a really hard wood. I like that.
Very hard wood, and it's just a lovely unmass-produced thing. It's just nice.
I think think you said, Rick, that there was no CNC involved in this. It was all done by hand.
Oh, you can see that that's the case. Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
absolutely, you can see that. I mean, yeah, he's taking a drill, he's taking a Dremel or grinder, whatever he's done there to shape the plate. He's obviously done it. He's done it, put it all together and done it with the wood. I mean, you've got to see the curves of the wood and the faceplate. You know, it's all at the same time, and then he's put it all together after. But I like it. Yeah, I really like that.
I like
think
it.
as
The
far-
ones you can't put a price to because it's just literally not economically viable to.
No, it's not. No. This is a labour love one-off.
Yeah,
Very
it's
nice.
beauty.
And finally, our friend Scott Bonner. He's made some changes. He's putting more curves in these Switch Vet Squonkers now, and I thought he's made 2 mods here. It's 2 to show.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
I
And
love
they're
that.
just lovely. They're so nice, these mods. He's making his own blocks and everything. You know, they're just
And where can you purchase one of Scott's mods?
turnwoodfx.com. FX, the letters.
Over there now. If you want one of these mods, go
Yeah,
over
there
there.
is actually one on the site right now.
But a lot of people don't even realise the pedigree of this man. This man is the godfather of reviewing, and now he makes his own blocks. He makes a few mods.
Yeah,
It's
he's not
amazing.
playing
And he's actually kindly said he would donate one to a raffle that we do.
Oh,
So,
really?
That's
Wow.
great.
Yeah, if you want to see Scott on YouTube as well, go to the youtubes.com and type in I get cha.
yeah. So yeah, he made these. Let's run through these pictures very quickly.
That's
So,
lovely.
look, he's got more curve going on in it now.
Yeah, the shorter as well.
He had some curves before, didn't he? And now it's just got more curvy.
And it's your big bottle as well, isn't it, Rick?
Yeah, it's got a 7 milliliter bottle in there. Yeah, really nice. I mean, they're outstanding. And knowing what's got the quality of Scott's wood, he's got good wood, that Scott.
And I've been using one all night. And I love it.
So yeah, I've actually got a block of wood off of him last week as well, or this week. I'm going to make something. But now that's Scott Bonner, Turwood FX. If you ain't heard of him, I can't. But where have you been? You know. There you go.
So good.
That has been Mod Showcase of the week.
Bravo.
It's high caliber now, isn't it?
Oh, hard to even get close.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah, if you like what you saw, go onto Facebook.
We are winning now. That's 2.5 hour show.
White F blue box. Search for Mod Showcases. Go and join. It's good stuff on there all the time. But yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Good.
See ya.
Say goodbye. Because I'm breaking.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for watching the RD Loam Show.
Thank you.
And that thing.
Yes. Thank you very much for
And
watching.
hit subscribe as well. Hit subscribe, not just
All
like.
right. Thank you very, very much for watching the
Smash
IDLA
that
show.
like button.
We will be back next Thursday, so we will see you next Thursday. Good night.
Bye.
Hit that like button.
Yeah.
The thing with the thumbs up and give it
A
leave a
child
comment.
dies if you don't press it.
Oh,
Not really.
We're still
They
live.
do actually though, because I can.
Are we still live?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so wait.
I'm just going to keep going till it's
That went on
exactly
a while.
2.5 hours.
That went on a while.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Do we do what everyone had for lunch?
Bye. I'm going to sign in and shut it down if you don't. Bye.
Say goodbye.
Bye.